Good evening and welcome live from Raider Stadium on the campus of Alpharetta High School in Alpharetta, Georgia. It's the SportalTV.live High School Game of the Week. Tonight, we've got the Centennial Knights playing the Alpharetta Raiders. Hello again and welcome. I'm John Morgan alongside Brian Zwerner and Bo Johnson. We're ready to bring you this game between these two undefeated teams in Region 7 of 6A. And Bo, let's start with you. On the surface, you've got the run-happy attack of Brian Watkins of Alpharetta, and he's going to be facing the pass-happy attack of Centennial and Max Brosmer. How do you see this particular matchup going down?
You know, I hate to get all cliche-ic, but if there ever was a matchup that was unstoppable force versus immovable object, it's going to be this Centennial pass-happy attack versus Alpharetta Raiders defense. All right, Centennial comes in here ranked 7th in the state with 1,300 passing yards through this early part of the season. 7th in the state, and they don't have a receiver that ranks in the top 50. If that shows you how much they they throw the ball around to different pass catchers. They've got 6 different pass catchers that have scored touchdowns. They've got 5 pass catchers with double-digit receptions. So it's not if they're going to throw the ball, it's when and to whom, and who is Alpharetta going to be able to focus on when they play defense. Now, Alpharetta's defense, on the other hand, coming in with 6 sacks and 5 interceptions already on this young season. They've recovered 10 fumbles so far. So that's the big matchup I see for this particular game. Alpharetta just needs to move the ball down the field. They're not going to be able to just stick to the run, because then all Centennial is going to have to do on their side of the ball is load the box. So they're going to have to move the ball, pass the ball a little bit. Their quarterbacks, Will Gerdes and Bradley Rowlandson, who have kind of been splitting duty so far, have a balanced attack over at Alpharetta, 568 rushing yards to 563 passing yards on the season. So a balanced attack for Alpharetta. They got to get the ball down the field, don't turn it over, hope their defense can keep them in this game.
Now, Alpharetta did have a vaunted passing attack last season, but their quarterback is on the moves over at Georgia, Matthew Downing, third-string QB over there, walk-on. Great story, by the way. So now they're trying to break in Geddes, and it seems like Geddes is not that reliable of a thrower, but he's got a great receiving core. If I'm Dunwoody, I want to do exactly what you said, Bo. Load the box, stop the run, force Geddes to beat you with his arm. Yeah,
absolutely. And then, we got Bradley Rowlandson, when he's out there, he's more of a run-and-gun type quarterback. He, on the year, has 266 rushing yards, so they got to be able to account for that. But you can pretty much guarantee when he's on the field, they're going to be running the ball, maybe some short passes. It's all going to be up to Geddes to get the ball downfield this afternoon.
And on the opposite side for Dunwoody,
Centennial.
I'm sorry, for Centennial. My apologies. On the other side for Centennial, Max Brosmer, he's going to be throwing the ball. He's a recruit commit to New Hampshire. Who is he going to be looking at?
Drake Mason's his number one target. Number one, 19 receptions, 335 yards on the season, 3 touchdowns. They've got a plethora or a cornucopia of receivers on this team, though. Yeah, I just used the word cornucopia. And don't forget, Max Brosmer has 188 rush yards on the season as well. Super talented quarterback, loves to throw the ball downfield. You've got multiple receivers here that he's going to be going to, and his best receivers actually got hurt in game 2. But so look for Freddie Fairley also, and Rakavian Mathis, who has 16 receptions. Like I said earlier, 5 different receivers with double-digit receptions on the season.
You're referring to Julian Nixon out for the year in that second game. Now, both these teams are undefeated, coming in at 2-0. The big team on the horizon, Johns Creek, they are 3-0 because of that rotating bye. It's an uneven number of teams in this region. Both the teams we see here, Alpharetta and Centennial, they've already had the bye. Now they're going to play Johns Creek later in the year. So really, this game is important because one team will stay undefeated, and that matchup with the Gladiators later on in the month could be for the number 1 seed in this region.
Yep.
So that's going to make this a must-win game for both teams if they want to stick with the Gladiators.
Absolutely. I couldn't agree more. And both teams are going to play Johns Creek later on in the season. So this is absolutely a key one. You hate to use must-win when you're this early in the season, but with 3 powerhouse schools in the same region, it is kind of just that, a must-win.
Well, I want to take a little bit of exception. We're not really this early in the season. It's hard to believe, but we are at the halfway point.
Yeah.
We are at the halfway point. There were 6 weeks behind us. We got 6 weeks in front of us. So really, playoff positioning, it's going to start right now as we get into the later stages of the season.
Yeah, speaking of the halfway point, on every broadcast for Sportal TV, we select a player of the week. And since we are at that midpoint of the season, we are prepared this video to celebrate the top performers we have seen thus far halfway through the season. Joseph, roll those highlights. Hope you enjoyed that look at our player of the week from the first 6 weeks of the season. Last week was a surprise. Shavon Wright from Cedar Grove came out, knocked in 3 touchdowns, including some really spectacular runs. So congrats to Shavon Wright. We will be picking a player of the week at the end of this game. Today's game is brought to you by Sportle TV. The Sportle TV YouTube channel has the best live broadcast, highlights, and features on high school sports. Subscribe now to Sportle TV on YouTube. Bo, flipping over to the defensive side of the ball, who we got to keep our eyes on tonight.
So I'm looking for the Alpharetta Raiders. You know, it's all about which of these pass catchers for Centennial they're going to try to stop. The matchup I'm more interested or most interested in seeing this evening is going to be cornerback Jaquiz McCurdy for Alpharetta versus wide receiver Drake Mason for Centennial. You can guarantee that with all the pass catchers out there that Centennial has, they're going to let McCurdy go one-on-one with Drake Mason. That's Centennial's top pass catcher. It's going to be an interesting matchup all evening long.
Exactly, as we are here live from Raiders Stadium here in Alpharetta. John Morgan, Brian Zwerner, and Bo Johnson. We got some heavy clouds. Hopefully the rain will stay at bay. It's a comfortable evening. About 80 degrees is going to be your game time temperature. We are officially in fall, so we should have some pretty good climatologically speaking anyway, conditions for this, our first broadcast in the autumn season. The captains are about ready to come out on midfield. For the coin toss, Alpharettas, they're going to be at the bottom of your screen looking very Atlanta Falcon-like. Maroon jerseys with the white numbers and the dark helmets. Centennial and the road whites with the blue numbers and the blue helmets. Centennial and Alpharetta, their coaches. Jacob Nichols is your coach of Alpharetta. He's been with this club for 5 years. Interesting statistic, there have been 3 coaches in Alpharetta's history. All have served 5 years, and this is the 5th year of Coach Nichols' tenure. And Centennial for their part, they're led by Michael Perry. He's in his 2nd season. He's got a record of 10-6, and both Coach Perry and Coach Nichols, this is their first stop as a head coach in their career, and they'll be going at it here tonight.
On the other side of the ball, we're going to take a look at defensive end Jack Barton for Centennial. Let's see if he can put some pressure on Gerties, the quarterback for Alpharetta High School. If he's going to want to move the ball down the field, the pass rush for Centennial is going to be very important and key to them this evening.
Yeah, and they're going to have to try to bottle up Kevin Watkins, the running back from Alpharetta. Watkins had a couple of big games so far this year, ripped off 89 yards against Milton, 130 and 2 TDs, and a big win over Pope, and had over 1,000 yards last year. He's getting a lot of looks out there. College is starting to take a look at this guy. and he was their offensive player of the week. So he's a guy they're going to have to contain. I think we'll see the Knights stack the box.
Yeah, absolutely. Throw 7 in the box, 6 in the box, stop the run, force Alpharetta to throw the ball here. And, yeah, that's going to be the key to winning this game.
Yeah, when you look at the Raiders' defense, another guy to keep an eye on there is Dane Motley. Motley reached out to us this week, told me he's sitting on over 40 offers, App State, Georgia Southern, Wofford, and quite a few others out there. Just took an official visit over to Navy. Plays an outside linebacker, kind of safety, rover type position. And he'll have to watch the guy coming out of the backfield. Our scouts called Cal Dickey a Danny Woodhead clone.
Yes.
And said he's an all-purpose guy. He's going to be catching the ball through the air. It's another target for Max Brosmer to work with.
381 yards, all-purpose, and 6 touchdowns on the season for Cal Dickey so far.
He had 4 of them in a victory a couple weeks ago, 69-35 over Cambridge, 185 yards rushing in that particular game. Again, both these teams are 2-0. They've both beat Pope. So they both beat Pope. That's kind of what the Greyhounds have done in their first 2 weeks here in this region. Dunwoody, Centennial, as I mentioned, beat Cambridge. Dunwoody is playing Pope tonight, by the way, and Alpharetta, for their part, they also beat Dunwoody.
Yeah, when you look back to last year, both of these teams had nice playoff success. Alpharetta made it all the way to the Elite Eight. Dropped a game 28-14 to Coffee, who was the runner-up in Class 6A. The Centennial Knights made it to the second round, ran into a very tough Mays team, got into a track meet, dropped in the second round 48-41. And Centennial has been hanging points on people all the way back to last year through Max Brosmer's career. Here comes the Alpharetta Raiders through the banner.
And cue the cannon.
If you can't hear it through our microphones, there is a cannon. It'll be jumping every time the Raiders put the ball in the end zone or through the uprights. So it should be a fun one out here. Stands are filling up. It's a great night out here at Raiders Stadium. We are about to kick off. John, did you catch who was going to be receiving or kicking down there? I didn't see a signal.
I did not see, but the way Centennial is coming out of their huddle, it looks like they are going to be the receiving team going from right to left across your computer monitor here in this first quarter.
Looks like Alpharetta is going to receive,
Yeah, it looks like they're going to kick as they're kind of hanging out by the line. So it looks like it will be the Raiders taking the initial possession here in this contest. A pivotal game in Region 7 of 6A against Johns Creek. 3-0. They have not had their rotating bye. Both these two teams have had the bye. So it's going to be football for both of these schools from here on out this season. And both teams, again, will play Johns Creek later next month. Well, the Knights are ready. We're just waiting for the Raiders to make their appearance. Now they're coming out.
Yeah, home squad taking their time getting out there.
Looks like Robbie Ruppel, number 13, and Nicholas Haven.
See 21 and
number
2
21.
back there as well. That would be Watkins, the running back.
Right, he's going to be at the top of your screen. Ruppel will be at the middle, and it looks like Haven will be an up back at that second level. So you're going to have Watkins, he's going to be at the top, and Ruppel will be at the bottom of your screen as we're ready to go here from Raider Stadium, Centennial and Alpharetta, the Sportal TV Game of the Week. And we are underway after a poocher. They go onside kick. They think they're Sean Payton, but Alpharetta recovers at the 45.
Yeah, Alpharetta, lucky, John. They were paying attention there because that was a little bit of a pooch kick. Went to the up back. Fortunately, he was paying attention because that could have been a disastrous start for the Raiders, but nice job staying on top of it. And the big risk there for Centennial doesn't pay off.
Exactly. It'll be first down and 10 for the Raiders on the far hash at the 44-yard line. Watkins is coming out. He's number 2. Your quarterback, Will Gertie's number 16. He's going to move, to that far hash. Looks like he'll be in a shotgun situation. 3 to the near side, 1 up top. And we are underway as Watkins moves to the top of Gertie's. At the bottom of your screen in the slot is Austin Frazier, number 24. And Gertie's immediately gets out of formation. Those 3 receivers at the bottom, the one in the middle is Ethan Leonard, number 81. So still waiting for Gertie's to snap it and get us underway. There he goes. He's going to go to Watkins, and Watkins had a hole if he could have gotten to the top side, but there's no room for where he went.
Yeah, John, I think he's going to look back at that one as a missed opportunity. I know the play was obviously called to the right, but if he had cut that thing, planted hard, and cut left, I think he had a huge gain out there. And you know what we're seeing down there, too, as well, is that same thing we've been seeing in a lot of these offenses, this kind of check-with-me look. These quarterbacks all looking over to the sideline, taking their time, surveying the defense, and letting their offensive coordinators change these plays.
Robbie Ruppel is the receiver just off the line at the bottom. Backing up Now cutting in motion on a jet sweep. There it goes to number 87, trying to get around the line, and he will not be able to. Joshua Grant came around. That's a gain of 0. It'll be 3rd down and 8.
Yeah, Darius Johnson, number 28, also coming up in there. And, man, that is just bottled up. It's exactly what we expected out of the Knights early here. They're going to sell out to stop the run, and they're going to dare Alpharetta to try to go to take advantage of some of these one-on-one opportunities. They're in the spread offense. They got a lot of chances to try to throw over the top. There's not a lot of safety help out there. Let's see if Gerties goes to the air here on 3rd and long.
Well, this is exactly, as you mentioned, Brian, this is exactly the situation Centennial wants Alpharetta in, 3rd and long. Force Gerties to throw. Again, he's got 4 receivers. Since they're on the near side, they'll flip, put the 3 to the top. Gerties, he's looking to the top, throws. It was a duck. He was looking for Grant.
Yeah, looked like that was number 28 again. That guy we said twice now, Darius Johnson, looked like he kind of got his hand on that one. Might have got blocked a little bit at the line too, and really didn't have any zip coming out on that ball. I mean, he was trying to throw deep across the field there, and they just didn't have the kind of arm strength to really push that ball over there. We'll see what they do here. Didn't take advantage of this really nice field position gifted to him by the onside kick that really did nothing for him.
No, they only picked up maybe 2.5 yards. So they're going to kick it away. Back deep is Cal Dickey for the Knights. So we'll get our first look at Dickey rushing or running with the football. An end-over-end kick. It's going to hit on the far side, and Dickey's going to let it go, but it's slowing up. And here comes the Raiders.
Oh, that's one heck of a bounce down at the 2-yard line. You know, John, I don't think Dickey had a choice there. That thing was bouncing around in a wicked way, and if he'd put his hands on that ball, he might well have not been able to keep it. So I think it was the right call for him. It was just a little bit of bad luck.
Well, yeah, you're right, Brian, and it just kind of slowed up on him. If it had kept with its momentum, it probably would have gotten in. But either way, Centennial's going to be backed up on the doorstop at the 2-yard line. 10:16 to go here in the first. Just underway from Raider Stadium here in Alpharetta between the Knights and the Raiders. And Max Brosmore, I'm sorry, is in the end zone. He'll hand off to Dickey. Dickey trying to get out of there. He does, to the 5, and he's pushed out at the 9.
Yeah, that's a nice run, and that gives him a little bit of breathing room. You know, I think I told you earlier I was on an airplane to Boston 2-3 weeks ago and bumped into the entire Brosmore family. They were all going up there to visit University of New Hampshire and also Dartmouth. And he ended up accepting and committing to New Hampshire.
It's going to be 2nd and 4 from the 8. Throw on a sideline route, complete. Will be short of the first down by maybe 2. And that's Drake Mason on the completion.
Yeah, kind of kept him in bounds, too. Clock's running. 3rd and about 1, maybe 2 down there. Let's see what Brosmore can get going here. He's got his receiver spread again, and this is the look they like to run out of.
Well, 3 yards for Drake. 3rd and short. Dickey trying to get that yard he needs, and I think he got it.
The forward progress, maybe, where the referees are running in. It's going to be real close. I don't know. They're not signaling it just yet. It looks like... Well, they're saying first down. Yeah, the referees are moving their arm. They're telling them to move. But, man, that was a generous spot, John. I don't know. From where we sit, he was real close on that one.
Well, it's Jerry Kelly wearing the white hat referee. We'll get into the rest of the crew in a moment as Centennial has a new set of downs.
Yeah, Brosmore's got a little more room to work here. He's not in that end zone anymore. Let's see if he tries to air this thing a little bit further down the field.
Ball on the far hash. They're going right to left across your monitor. Fakes the handoff, and he'll throw it over into the flat. It's complete.
That's Shaw. Richard Shaw got a nice little move. He just kind of sat down in the middle of the zone. Brosmore surveyed what he had out there, and he just found his man right in the middle of that zone for a nice gain, 2nd and 1.
Picks up 9. 2nd and short with 9:12 left. As Brosmore will now go back. He's got an up back. And to his right is Dickey, 16. Faking. And will not get, well, he will get that yard. Does Brosmore.
Oh, they're saying it hit the turf. Looks like Centennial got right on top of it, though, and it's going to be first down. Yeah, referees are signaling first down out there. Brosmore got through it. Hearing from our man Chuck Jones down on the sideline, there are 2 Coxwell coaches on opposite sidelines tonight, John. Brothers on either side, one for Alpharetta and one for the Knights.
First down and 10. Brosmore.
Oh, there a whole bunch of people jumped.
Yeah, I saw Dickey kind of lean over, and it'll be a false start. 1st and 15. Your referee crew, Jerry Kelly wearing the white hat. Jerry Terrell is the umpire. Linesman Mark Alexander. The line judge is Isaac Gooden. Field judge, Cedric Cooper. Side judge is Zarek Suggs. Back judge, Daryl Whitfield, and it's Anthony Bro running the clock. And it's a 1st and 15. They'll back him up to about the 19. Brosmer's going to throw another sideline route, and it's complete. That's Mason. Mason to the 25, down at the 27.
Yeah, nice little under route. They brought a lot of pressure that time. There were about 5 guys coming after him, and they threw that ball right in the slot. It was a nice read by Brosmer. And he's just kind of reading these zones and taking what the defense is giving him here in the early going. Let's see if he's able to keep the chains moving.
Yeah, he's doing a lot of short routes, but again, he's moving the football down the field as we're at 8:23 in a scoreless ball game. Waiting for Brosmer. Now he's looking at his coach, Michael Perry, on that far hash through to the near side. Instead, it'll be Dickey. Dickey falls forward on the line to about the 28-29. Pick up a 2.
Yeah, look like Stanton, number 7, their star defensive lineman out there with the tackle. You know, keeps them out of that 3rd and long after the false start penalty. Put them at 1st and 15. We'll see what they can do here on 3rd down, but I got to think they're going to let Brosmer try to read this zone again.
Yeah, they need to 3rd down, call it 5. And Brosmer on the end around. This is a Angry. Kevon Angry, number 8.
Oh, and he was hit well out of bounds. There's 2 flags flying, punched into the bench over here on the near sideline, and that's going to give him the ball close to the 50-yard line.
Yeah, that was Rakevian Mathis on the rush, number 6.
Yeah, Kevin Angry took that thing on a kind of end-around play. He's one of their speedy corners, and, man, he got drilled out of bounds there. It was a very late hit.
Well, he got 11 yards.
And tack another 15 on for the personal foul. That'll set us up at 1st down on the Centennial good side of the hash, the 50-yard line there.
We've got 7:38 left.
Yeah, they're also clearing the sidelines a little bit there. The Alpharetta sideline had a ton of guys right there. You couldn't even really see it, but they were definitely hit well there. Right on, just inside of the 50, right at the 49.
So ball at the 49. Brosmer calls for it and hands it off, and that Dickey will get 5 to the 45.
Yeah, nice little run inside. Got to keep him honest here. They can't let Brosmer throw every down. He does throw for over 350 yards in most of these games, but it's been kind of dink and dunk style. He's just been sort of reading these zones, throwing to the underneath and the slant routes. Let's see if he sticks with that.
Well, actually, it's a pickup of about 3. I've got Dickey for 12 yards on 4 carries. A little toss to Mathis. Mathis cannot get to the corner.
Oh, he's going to lose way more than the 3.
That's Dane Motley pushing him out of bounds, number 25.
Yeah, he went backwards, and that was not going to do it there.
So backs him up, across the 50 to the 48, loss of about 4.
Yeah, they're just going to set up a 3rd and 13 here. Now the pressure's on Brosmer. Let's see if he can air this ball out. He really hasn't had to throw down. Oh, and that's a bad snap. He's in trouble if he has to fall on top of it.
That was it, yep.
I don't think he was ready for that snap,
No,
John.
he
It didn't
wasn't.
look like he was looking for the ball there.
No, he wasn't. Brosmer falls on it back on the 44. Now it'll be 4th down and long. Another loss of 5.
Yeah, and that'll bring on the punting unit here. And, they did a good job. This drive started at the 2-3-yard line. They got themselves all the way out to the 50. But they're going to have to punt here now. And looks like there was either a false start call against the Knights. Going to back them up.
Interesting because Alpharetta, either they were expecting them to go for it. They didn't put a return man out there.
Yeah, I can't imagine they would expect him to go for it at the 50 with 4th and 13, but now it's 4th and 18. There's no doubt whatsoever they're going to be punting this one away.
And here comes Ruppel back deep.
Wasn't a great-looking first attempt at a punt either,
No,
John.
it wasn't.
They may be better off without that punt. We'll see what happens here on the second go.
So we're waiting for Centennial to kick this ball away.
And Centennial's short of body. They're going to run a man in from the sideline at the last second here to try to get the blockers in place. They were missing their left guard.
So now the snap is done. And the kick by Angry.
Yeah, it's fair caught there at about the 30.
Right.
Today's game is brought to you by Sportal TV. The Sportal TV Twitter handle is the place to go for live updates for the best high school sports. Catch videos, pictures, game updates from around Atlanta, football, volleyball, softball, and more. Follow at SportalSpace on Twitter now. And, John, we are joined, as we always are, by Hot 107.9 and the Dirty Boys. They invade the best games this season with their Friday Night Highlights high school football tour powered by Sportal TV. For more information on scheduled teams, highlights, visit hotspotatl.com. If you're here in the stadium listening to us live, they are just right up by the concession unit. Take a look at those guys. They'll be out here broadcasting all night. Have some giveaways for folks in the stands. About 6:01 remaining. here in this first quarter, still tied at 0.
Gertie's back at his own 25, ball at the 30. Watkins, little behind him. Gertie's thought about throwing, but now we'll get to Watkins. Watkins got that hole to the 33, though, and that's only a pickup of 3, maybe 4. And, Brian, an interesting thing about that, seemed like Gertie's hesitated, then he gave it to Watkins, but when he does that, he's 5 yards behind line of scrimmage. He's really got to run to get anything positive out of that.
Yeah, and the Knights are loading up the box, as we kind of expected them to. They're playing this one for the run. They're expecting the run, and they're going to pressure Gertie's to try to see if he can get the ball. Now, they use this spread offense. Let's see if they can get the ball to these receivers on the outside.
2nd down and 6. We hit 5:25 remaining in the opening frame. Now Gertie's, he is going to throw, but it's an out pattern to Watkins, and Watkins was trying to back his way to a first down, and I think he got it.
Yep, sure enough.
Nice stop by Damari Chambers, number 7.
Nice safe pass for Gertie's to get a little bit of his confidence going in the passing game. Just kind of swings the ball out to Watkins and let him do his thing. He put his helmet down. He fought his way for that first down, and that's the first down for the Raiders.
Comes with 5 minutes left. Let's see if he can do that again.
Another one of these check with me's. You can see everybody on the line of scrimmage looking over to the coaching staff to get the call there.
Again, Gertie's is a junior, Rowlinson a senior. On a little misdirection, it's going to be Watkins again, and 4 more yards for Kevin Watkins.
Yeah, they kind of faked that the jet sweep and just gave it to Watkins. They've been riding him all game. He's a star back for them. He gets a lot of good, tough yards, and he's been doing it tonight. Let's see if they go back to him on 2nd and about 6, call it.
Yeah, 2nd about 6. And you're right, Brian. They're just kind of relying on Watkins right now to be their offense.
Yeah, it's sort of just, best against best. They've got the power running game. The Centennials loading up to try to stop it, and we'll see who wins the battle in the trenches tonight.
2nd down and about 6. Now, a little different formation with ball in the middle field, 2 on each side. Watkins moves out. They're going to try that leading screen. They do. And there's room for Watkins. He will get across midfield, still going, and he's down at the 46 Centennial.
Yeah, Luke Van Dresser, number 15, the linebacker, just got kind of caught up in the mess. He's watching the quarterback. He's watching the running back. And that's a play that it looks like these guys can go to again and again tonight.
Ball rests at midfield. And Watkins, you look at his stats, again, unofficial. My stats are the definition of an unofficial. He's got 10 yards rushing, 18 yards receiving. He's been the only person to carry the ball and get positive yardage for the Raiders. And they fake with a man in motion. They stop. Gertie's wanted to launch it, but here comes the...
Oh, yeah. He was looking downfield. He had the one-on-one matchups if he could have got the protection. But the Knights were all over that play. They came in hard after Gertie's, and he had nowhere to go.
Dexter Benjamin, number 44 on the sack. Backing him up, back across the 50. That looks like a 9-yard sack for Gertie's.
Yeah, and that is exactly what they got to stay out of. They got to stay out of these long down and distance, getting way behind the sticks here. 2nd and 18 now, and on the wrong side of the 50.
So ball at the 47. We're at the 3:07 mark here of the first quarter. Turning clock, no score. Gertie's coming in as Grant. He's got it. Grant to the 50. Can he break a tackle? He can. 45. And he'll get most of the yards back and a lot more down at about the 38.
Yeah, John, I don't have the officials flag, but it sure looked to me like there were guys blocking downfield on that one. They kind of leaked the offensive lineman out in front of that sort of wide receiver screen. They didn't get flagged for going early, and they had blocking wall in front of him, which is a real nice thing to have if you're Joshua Grant.
2nd down and about 3. First player other than Watkins to get positive yardage for the Raiders. 3-1, ranked 7th in our 6A poll, coaches poll. And if you're curious how to vote in our coaches poll, well, you got to be a coach. That's kind of in the definition, and we'll explain more a little bit later on. Gertie's. He's rolling to the near side, launching, firing, wide open, complete.
Oh, and a circus catch. He kind of bobbled it to himself. That was number 13, Robbie Ruppel. I mean, he made it look a lot harder than it was. He was standing by himself. The ball was there, but he had to kind of pop it up and catch it on the roll to the ground. What a great play by Ruppel.
Robbie Ruppel, number 13, got that catch acrobatic style. Gets it down to the 21. That's a pickup of about 16. And Gertie's is now 4 of 5 throwing as we get under 2 minutes to go here in the opening quarter. They're going to go back to the bread and butter, Watkins. And Watkins will get jammed up past the 20 to about the 16-17, gain of about 4.
And that'll set up, second and manageable here for the Raiders. We'll see if Gerties goes back to the air. They rolled him out to give him a little bit more time on that, and it worked well for him. He wasn't really able to plant his feet and kind of, follow through into that throw, but Ruppel was so wide open, it didn't make a difference.
And a nice acrobatic catch, nice high degree of difficulty. He'll be rewarded by the German judges as we get to the 2nd down and 6 play. And once again, Gerties has to look to his sideline, Jacob Nichols, for the correct play. He had a fullback, but it will be Watkins going up the left side of the line.
Oh, tough running. Nice tough running inside. He's going to be real close. I think we'll see 3rd and about a yard, maybe 2. And then he's just having to work hard himself down there. I mean, he didn't have much of a crease to get through. Shorter guy, 5'10", goes 185 pounds on the stat sheet, and he's really earning every yard he's getting tonight.
Yep, it'll be 3rd down and about 2 as we're in the final minutes of the first quarter.
Yeah, it's been kind of rolling fast here. This is only the 3rd possession of the quarter. It's almost over.
Should be the last play, depending on what happens. Watkins. He will get the 1st down, so they will stop the clock to move the chains a little bit.
Yeah, it looked like he got pretty close to the 10-yard line. That should be the first. We haven't seen the signal just yet. It looks like they're saying he's just a bit short. From up here, it looked like he got pretty close to the 10, but they're going to mark him at about the 11. It's going to set up 3rd and, 4th and about a foot.
Yeah, it's 4th and close, but we'll figure that out on the other side of this break, because that's going to do it for the first quarter. A fast first quarter, as these teams were rushing with no abandon and completing a lot of short passes, or in Alpharetta's case, getting those mid-range passes. No score after 1. We'll be right back after this word from Sportal TV.
Yeah, we're excited to have 680 The Fan and SportsX as our sports radio partner for this football season. They broadcast a great high school football game each week.
Like this one.
Like this one. Next Friday, they at 7:30, their team will be live as number 10, Dawson County, visits number 8, Greater Atlanta Christian. You can listen live to this big-time matchup on SportsX on your radio, 106.3 FM, 12:30 a.m. with the SportsX, 680 The Fan mobile apps. And yes, John, they are live tonight as well, so welcome to the 680 team out there. Hope they're having a good time out here. Next week, we will be live as 2 of the top Cobb County Powers battle. The Harrison Hoyas checking in number 3 in our coaches poll, and they will host the Owlet Tuna Buccaneers. Undefeated Hoyas are led by QB Gavin Hall, running back David Roberts, wide receiver Micah Davis, and the Buccaneers get big run production from their senior running back Daniel Parsons. Tune in live 7:30 Friday, October 5th. SportalTV.live or Sportal TV on Twitter or YouTube. We hope you'll be able to join us next week. Should be a good one. Harrison Hoya has lost a big one last year to Justin Fields going over to University of Georgia. He's already getting himself some run up there, but they've still reloaded, coming in at number 3 in our coaches poll.
Yes, they have. An interesting thing, again, we're here with the 6A The Fan crew. Talked to Chris Mooneyham, Doug Conkle, Brandon Joseph before the game. Lead play-by-play man Carl Wold not here today. And I'm sure Carl will find his way to Athens tomorrow at around 3:30 p.m. But I talked to Chris and Doug before the game. And again, wanted to give my best wishes to Carl on his engagement to one Michelle Coker. I hope you two have a good life together. Anyway, we're starting the second frame.
Looks like they're going to go for it here on 4th and short. 4th and short, big play here at the 10-yard line.
Expect Watkins in the backfield to get it. Your fullback is Bailey Stull. They're going to go to someone else and try to cut in. That should be enough for the first down, as that is number 25, Dane Motley.
Yeah, Motley came in. He mostly plays on the defensive side of the ball. They didn't go with Watkins, but it looked like he toughed it out. And that'll set up 1st and 10, apparently. No, 1st and goal from inside the 10-yard line.
Yep, ball rests just on the 10-yard line. And the disadvantage here is you got to get into the end zone. You have 4 downs to do it. You don't have the advantage of getting a first inside the 10 as we have 11.
They're going to leave Motley in here after the good work that Watkins has been doing. We'll take a look on the sideline, see if we can find him.
Pitch to Motley to the near side to the 10, and he's dragged out at the 6.
Yeah, Motley a bigger guy than Watkins. He goes 6'1", 198. He normally plays on the defensive side of the ball, but that's some nice tough running. He hit that sideline, and he turned it up front there, and he made some nice yardage. Set up 2nd down at about the 6.
For Centennial, Malachi Cleveland with the tackle. 2nd down and about 6 from the 6.
Yeah, Knights have got 9 guys now in the box looking for the run. They are daring Gerties to try to throw that ball to the far sideline.
Well, we got some scores coming in. Marist 10-0 over Chestatee. Cairo 14-0 over Columbus. Motley again trying to get to the far side, but he'll be brought down by that man Malachi Cleveland.
Wow, that was a great job by Malachi Cleveland. He squeezed through that offensive line, found himself a little crease, and he blew that play up in the backfield before Motley got a chance to get his feet moving.
Loss of 2, third down, and about, 7. So loss of 1.
Yeah, 3rd and goal from the 7 here. They're going to have to think about going to the air. I don't think they can run this one in from this far away. Gertie's is going to have to make a throw if the Alpharetta is going to punch this in for 6.
Tequila 7, Gainesville nothing. Hard to believe, but the Scarlet Pachyderms still haven't gotten a win this season as they start region play. As we're waiting now for, I'm not sure if they called a timeout. Clock still running. We're at 10:40 remaining now. I think Alpharetta is going to burn their first timeout. 10:35 left until intermission. Still no score. Raiders looking to change that here on Sportal TV's Atlanta High School Game of the Week.
Yeah, today's game is brought to you in part by the Atlanta Gladiators, the only game in town for professional ice hockey. The Gladiators play at the Infinite Energy Arena in Gwinnett, a short drive from where we are here today in Alpharetta. They are the minor league affiliate for the NHL's Boston Bruins. Home games start in October, and we have a great ticket deal through Sportal TV. There's a QR code for up to 35% off tickets on the back of the cards that are being handed out at the front gate tonight. So you can find those cards, get that code, or you can find it also on the Twitter feed at Sportalspace. Check out the Atlanta Gladiators hockey in October. We come back here. It'll be 3rd and goal from about the 7-yard line. The Alpharetta Raiders here in red. It's 10:35 remaining in the second quarter.
And Alpharetta, Gertie's 4 of 5 from the air. A lot of 2 short passes and then 2 medium passes by my standing. He's thrown for about 50 yards in this contest, but it's 7 that they need right here. Actually 7 yards, 1 foot to get into the end zone.
Yeah, this is a huge play for the Raiders. They've got to find a way to get something through the air. They're moving to a spread look. They've got 4 receivers out there. Let's see if Gertie's can make something happen for him.
Kevin Watkins back in. 2 on the top. He's not going to Watkins. He's going for another throw, and he got hit, forcing him to throw it into the turf. Looking like Grant was his intended target.
Yeah, it seemed like a defensive player got their hands on his throwing arm. The ball went straight down into the ground about 2 yards past the line of scrimmage. And Alpharetta's going to have to trot out the kicking team here and try to get some points out of this nice drive. Got them all the way down here, but not able to ring the bell for 6. We'll see if we still get the cannon, John, for a field goal. I'm assuming they'll let it fly.
Looks like number 89, Bryce Trout, will try to reel this one in.
Younger guy, sophomore kicker coming out for them.
Right-footed kicker, going to come out from the right side. This will be about a 24-yarder. It's low, but it comes out hot, and it gets in.
It went through somehow. From the angle we're at up here, it sure didn't look right, and we'll get that score updated. 3-0 is your score for Alpharetta. Every week we produce a Top Plays highlight video. Do you want to see your favorite team on our Top Plays video next week? Send your best highlights via Twitter DM. Tag at Sportalspace, and you might be on Sportal TV. We are joined, as always, by Hot 107 and the Dirty Boys. They invade the best games this season with their Friday Night Highlights High School Football Tour, powered by Sportal TV. For more information on schedule, teams, highlights, visit hotspotatl.com. 10:26 remaining here in the second. Alpharetta with a nice long drive that stalled out inside the 10-yard line. And now we got a score of 3-0, as you see there. 10:36 is your time.
And Alpharetta will now kick off, and Centennial will try to answer. Again, that's Cal Dickey at the top of your screen for the Centennial Knights. Trying to see who that is at the bottom.
Yeah, Centennial had a nice productive first drive there. Started out deep in their own end zone at the 2-yard line, but Brosmer managed to move them around to the 50, got into a little bit of penalty trouble, and set them up in a 3rd and long. They weren't able to convert. Here we go.
There's the kick, end over end. And it will make the end zone over the head of Rakevian Mathis.
Yeah, he drilled a line drive that somehow managed to get over the top of the uprights for the field goal, but he booted that thing all the way to the end zone on the kickoff. So nice kickoff, and the Raiders will go to work back at the 20-yard line. Sorry, the Knights will go to work at the 20-yard line. Brosmer was trying to move the ball underneath a lot. He wasn't really trying to go down the field on that first drive. Let's see if he'd take the same approach here in this second possession.
10:36 to go, ball at the 20. Brosmer calls for it, he's sure, hand off to Dickey. And Dickey will get nothing, trying to go north-south.
Yeah, taken down by a pack of D linemen there for the Raiders. Nothing doing for that one. Still 3-0 is your score. It's only the second drive. It's been kind of a fast-moving game. It's only south of 8 o'clock here still, and we're already 10 minutes to go into the second quarter. Had kind of 2 longer drives and chunked up on most of the first quarter.
That's Dickey's 5th carry of the day, 12 yards for him. Now on second down, Brosmer almost had it picked off.
Oh, that was dangerous.
He was looking for Mason, but
yeah, right through the hands of Cameron Dorsey, number 15. The linebacker was just kind of sitting back in that zone. And Brosmer, I don't know, maybe he didn't see him. Maybe he thought he could throw it over his head. But, man, that was dangerous. And I'm not so sure, John, if he had come up with that one, if Dorsey had come up with it, he might have taken it back.
It would have been very good for him, very easy. But it's going to bring up a third down situation. That's Brosmer's first incompletion of the night.
Yeah, 3rd and 10 here. Let's see what he goes. He's got 4 receivers again. It's been this spread look all night.
Man in motion. That's Mathis. Let's see if he's going to go to him. And yes! Well, no, he wasn't going to Mathis. He went to Kent I'm sorry.
Richard Shaw. Richard Shaw's taking it all the way. He's going to take this thing to the house, John.
Yes.
Nice little slant play. Just put his hands up and grabbed the ball. And Richard Shaw took it all the way to the house. 80-yard touchdown by Richard Shaw. What a play.
And going down is Motley.
Oh, yeah, on the other side there, looks like.
Yeah, that's going to be an 80-yard completion from Shaw, from Brosmer to Shaw.
What a great touchdown. Just a little slant play. It's been the same kind of play all night, just sort of picking apart the zone. Shaw found a crease and just took it all the way and housed it. 80-yard touchdown for Richard Shaw from Brosmer on 3rd and 10, and that takes it to 6-3. Let's see if they can knock this extra point through.
The kick is up and through.
7-3 is your score here. 9:37 remaining now in the second.
That's Jordan Barbas with the extra point here on Sportal TV.
Yeah, today's game is brought to you in part by Atlanta's pro hockey team, the Gladiators. They are the minor league affiliate for the NHL's Boston Bruins. Atlanta Gladiators play in the Infinite Energy Arena in Gwinnett, a short ride from here in Alpharetta tonight. Home games start in October. We have a great ticket offers through Sportal TV. You can find a QR code for up to 35% off tickets on the back of the cards we handed out tonight at the entrance gate, or you can also find the code on our Twitter feed at SportalSpace. Check out the Atlanta Gladiators in October. John, it's been it was mostly an Alpharetta game so far tonight. They were controlling the line of scrimmage. They seemed to be doing the right things. They got Brosmer into a 3rd and long on his first possession. Right there, second possession, backed up at their own 20. Brosmer finds Shaw, and he takes it 80 yards to the house to blow it open a bit. 7-3 is our score with 9:37 remaining.
Yep, it didn't. That wasn't a long drive at all. 3 plays, 80 yards.
And the Knights will get set to kick off. Raiders back to receive.
And there's the kick, another pooch kick, and it'll roll out of bounds.
Yeah, went out of bounds at about the 20-something there, so that'll set the Raiders up with another good field position. You know, the Raiders have been riding the running backs. It's been Kevin Watkins pretty much all night, kind of as we expected. We're going to have to see if Gerties can try to get some protection and get downfield a little bit. They've been running this a little bit of a spread look, and they've been trying to find some opportunities for him. It hasn't really been there so far tonight.
Ball will be placed at the 35. So Alpharetta, after a long drive that resulted in a field goal, now their defense kind of got on their heels. Let's see if the offense can answer. As Gerties comes on out, he's got Ruppel and Watkins in the backfield. Gerties sends Ruppel to the line. Gerties calls for it. He's going to throw. Looking for Ruppel. He's got him. Out of bounds at the 40.
Yeah, nice, safe little throw. Nothing too fancy, not too far down the field, but a nice, safe little throw for Gerties. Keep his confidence building up in the passing game, and that'll set up second and about 5. And that's where they want to be. Now there's a good opportunity to try to work Watkins maybe back out in that flat again. It was a very effective play for them in the first 2 drives.
So after a 5-yard pickup, second down, again, Watkins in the backfield, and Gerties again looking at the sidelines. Grant is split at the bottom. He's your one receiver at the bottom. 3 up top. And it will be Watkins trying to get those 5 yards, and he will get them.
Yeah, that's going to move the chains. You know, if they can stay in those second down and mid-distance, 5, 3, 6, they can really use Watkins try to keep the Knights a little bit guessing on whether they're going to run or try to get the ball out to the flat.
Dexter Benjamin with the tackle for Centennial. Clock's moving. We're at 9:22 remaining until intermission. I find it hard to believe we had 14 seconds go off. Gerties, he's going to back to throw. Coming to the near side. Grant's got it. And he gets to the 45.
Yeah, another nice safe throw. Not a ton of yardage. He's not really airing this thing out, but a nice safe throw. Grant just kind of goes down into the zone, turns around to the quarterback, gives him a nice position, and that's a good 8-yard completion. Keeps him in that second and short, and this is where Watkins can go to work.
Damari Chambers with the tackle. Second down and about 2. Yes. Looking up at the top, you got Ruppel just off the line. And your 2 other receivers, that's Austin Frazier by the sideline. And it's going to be Watkins again. He will get, looks like they're going to have him lose a yard based on where that linesman's standing.
Yeah, it's kind of a run-pass option, RPO type of look there. He put the ball into the gut of Watkins. I think Watkins was expecting him to yank it back out, John. It looked like if Gerties had kept it, I think the defensive end had committed to stopping Watkins, and he might have been able to wheel around to this near sideline for a first down. Watkins looked a little bit surprised to have it, and the defensive line was on top of him before he got moving.
3rd and about 3. Looking to the near side, throwing out on the sideline and unable to connect to Ethan Leonard.
Nice defensive play by Grant Blevins. Came up, got his hand in there, and it's going to set up 4th and about 3 here, and just under 8 minutes remaining in the second.
And coming on out is the punter, number 89, Bryce Trout.
Wouldn't be a crazy place for some type of fake here. Alpharetta's been taking chances. They kind of squibbed the first kickoff of the game. It's the kind of play you could see him kind of snap it to the up back and just try to make something happen with 4th and 2 around midfield.
It's Sequoia 7, Creekview 3. That's at the end of the first quarter. Kyle Sandy's up there representing Sportal TV. Trout with the kick. They send one back in coverage. And it's going to go over the head. Let's see if it's going to make a beeline to the end zone. It's going, and it makes it this time.
Yeah, just kept bouncing and bouncing, and there was no way to get to it. And that'll take us down to 7:49. Remaining 7-3 is your score, Alpharetta. Our Sportal Stars, Sportal Stars, that's a one. Sportal Stars series will be filming tomorrow with star defensive players from across the state of Georgia, meeting with Rennie Curran, former NFL and UGA star linebacker. The series will feature players such as Rashad Cheney Jr. from Cedar Grove and defensive end Justin E. Bogie from Forest Park High, both committed to Alabama next year, and also University of Georgia commits linebacker J.D. Bertrand from Blessed Trinity and corner Justin Perry from Decula. Keep an eye out for this great series, Sportal Stars, dropping in October.
Looking forward to seeing that. Centennial tries to get some more points on the board. We got 7:49 remaining. They're up 7-3. Rosmer's going to throw on first down. Up top, looking for, I think he was looking for Shaw. No, he's looking for Mason, and just overthrows him.
Yeah, not a bad play. I mean, he just kind of took a quick drop and put some air under the ball and threw it out there to try to see if Mason could go beat his man and go get it. Wasn't quite in sync there on the timing. You know, they really feel the loss of Julian Nixon, star wide receiver. I've known Julian since 3rd grade, John. He's played basketball with my son, 6'4", big receiver. We'll tell you a little bit more about him after the play.
Jaden Slocum was on coverage. Now Dickey to the sideline, pushed out near a first down, but we got a flag flies for a late hit more than likely.
Yeah, it's been a pretty clean game so far. We've had plenty of games with 20 or more penalties, not tonight.
This is the second, I believe.
Yeah, second penalty, and they've both been late hits out of there. One third, actually. There was one offsides earlier in the game. But, yeah, Julian Nixon goes about 6'4". As a freshman last year, had over 1,000 yards receiving, played some Wildcat quarterback as he had many years growing up in the Junior Knights program. Had a knee injury and is out for the season. He's sitting on offers from Ohio State, Florida, Georgia, and a number of others. He is a star player and a big piece off the board for the Knights. It's really forced them to throw the ball around to more players, and we'll see what they can do. So far, it's been Brosmer to Shaw for the only touchdown of the night. That came at the 9:37 mark. Make it 7-3. That is your score here.
Yeah, I've got Brosmer 4 for 6 for about 100 yards. Actually, this penalty is going to go against Centennial.
Yeah, it must have been some kind of personal foul against them. They are trucking them back to, oh goodness, inside the 10-yard line to the 9. That's going to set up 2nd and over 20.
Looks like, yeah, legal block against Centennial.
Yeah, that's a painful penalty. I mean, they were in a decent 2nd and short situation. It's going to be 2nd and 21.
So ball at the 9 on that far hash. Brosmer's got it. He's going to throw. Little out pattern to Dickey to the far side, and he's going to get most of the penalty yards back because that was a spot foul. Down to the 17. It's again 8.
Yeah, our advanced scouts, John, described Cal Dickey as a Danny Woodhead type, a Sproul type, and he's doing it. He's out there. He's catching balls coming out of the backfield. He's giving them some tough yards between the tackles. He's looked good so far tonight for the Knights.
But it's still 3rd down and about 13. Brosmer's going to have to throw here. See who his target is. Will he go Shaw again? Goes to Shaw again.
Yeah, same kind of play, just that little crossing route. Shaw gets in amongst the defensive backs, and he gets him a nice first down. That's a big play.
Yeah, gain of 16 on the play. Shaw with already 100 yards receiving.
Yeah, it's pretty easy to get to 100, John, when you got 80 on one play.
So it's a brand new first down despite that 2nd and long. Here's Dickey.
Good, tough yards between the tackle.
Another gain of 6 for Cal Dickey.
Yeah, kind of an RPO type of look there as well. Run pass option for Brosmer. He put that ball into the gut of Dickey and wasn't exactly clear to either them or us up here if he was going to keep it or give it to Dickey. But Dickey just plows ahead and gets you 4 or 5 yards.
And Brian, I think there's something wrong with the clock. It's stuck at 7:07. Now the official's going to start it. Here's Dickey again. Now they fakes and Brosmer's going to take it. There was nobody open for Brosmer, but he finds his way close to a first down, but I think he's going to be a yard short, Brian.
Yeah, it's going to be close. They're calling it 3rd and about a couple, maybe a foot or two. So right up by that spot. And that was that RPO look again. He had Dickey back there with him. He put the ball in his gut, pulled it out, took a look downfield to see if there was anybody open, a very quick glance at most, and then he just took off himself. And that was a nice run by Brosmer. We haven't seen him do much with his legs so far tonight.
It's 3rd down and short, very short. That first down marker and the ball marker practically abutting each other. And let's see if they're going to call for a measurement.
Now they're actually moving it to a first down. They've actually just signaled a first down, and the chains are moving. So they decided they didn't even need a measure. It was just a first down out there. Let's see what Brosmer does here on first down. He's got 3 receivers and an H-back in there.
6:25 until intermission. He'll fake to Dickey and keep it himself. That's a first down. Well, no, close. Give him 8.5, crossing the 50 to the 48.
That was a nice little play. I don't think the Alpharetta Raiders were looking for that. And Brosmer just kind of scooted up through that hole and seemed to turn on some nice little explosiveness in that run. They're going to mark him down 2 yards short, 1.5 yards short here. 2nd and about 1.5, 6 minutes remaining, halfway through this second quarter. 7-3 is still your score.
I've got Brosmer with about 11 yards rushing on 4 carries. As we hit the halfway part here in the second quarter, once again the clock is stopped. Brosmer jogging off the field. I think Centennial is going to call a timeout with 6 minutes exactly left in second quarter and holding on to a 7-3 lead, looking to add on to it.
Yeah, would you like to see your company's brand featured on Sportal TV? We still have sponsorship slots open for the remainder of the football season and are now taking sponsors for our coverage of basketball. Get in touch with Sportal TV team now to connect your brand with high school athletes, coaches, and fans from across the state of Georgia. We are joined tonight by 680 The Fan. They are our sports radio partner this football season. They broadcast a great high school football game each week, including tonight's game. Next Friday at 7:30 p.m., their team will be live as number 10 Dawson County visits number 8 Greater Atlanta Christian. You can listen live to this big-time matchup on SportsX on your radio at 106.3 FM or 12:30 a.m. or the SportsX and 680 The Fan mobile apps.
And I think we got the better vantage point in the game here today. They are on top of the press box roof. We are, well, actually, we're kind of off to one side of the concourse at the end of it, right near the, shall we say, the facilities. But we got a pretty decent view here. We got an overhang in case it rains. They're loading the box for this 2nd and 2 are the Raiders, dressed like the Atlanta Falcons with the maroon jerseys and the white numbers, dark helmets. Centennial all in white with the blue numbers. And, they could have had movement on that end, but instead it's Dickey trying to take this to the outside. He will not make it, lose 3 yards. And Alpharetta definitely wanted to rush that, and we've got an injured player.
I think it's Motley, 25. He came kind of holding his shin or the front of his leg. He's rolled all the way over, and the training staff is out there. He was in making that tackle. They kind of strung that run out. It was a very nice work by the defensive end in the corner. Motley came up and made the hit, but got kind of rolled on a little bit there, and he is on the ground on this near sideline. That is Dane Motley, senior, number 25 for the Raiders.
And remember, Motley was the one who on that 80-yard run from Shaw stayed in the backfield. Looked like he was doubled over. I couldn't tell if he had an injury there or not, but he was the only one who did not go all the way down in coverage. Was slow getting up, so you don't know if he tweaked it or just wants to stay in this ball game and gut it out for his teammates. He is up now. Again, Dane Motley, the senior, and he's being helped off the turf field here. Again, it's not that hot. Temperature in the low 80s. I think this might be it is a little humid, and we did have some dark clouds, but no worries about thunderstorms. I haven't seen anything, and ironically enough, Brian, I saw that there was a weather delay down at Lakewood Stadium, of all places.
Where we were just recently.
Yes.
Yeah, I see number 56 down there as well for the Raiders in the tent being attended to. That's Breon Smith, one of their defensive linemen, is down there under the green tent. I don't see where Motley went. Motley's sitting on over 40 offers. He reached out to us this week. We had a chance to trade messages with him. He had a touchdown against Dunwoody, a fumble return that he picked up and ran 35 yards. It's been a lot of Division I looks. App State, Georgia Southern, Wofford have offered. He was at Navy recently. So big player for them on the defensive side of the ball. Let's see if Brosmer is able to take advantage of the middle of the field where Motley would normally be patrolling.
And both quarterbacks look at the sidelines, look at their coaches.
Yeah, this kind of check with me look. We're seeing it all over Georgia now.
Brosmer steps up, and here comes the rush.
Steps up and gets drilled. There were 3 players from the Raiders in there, led by number 11. That's Jackson Michaels. He came flying through the line and blew that play up. And Brosmer's slow to get up there.
Jamal Ellis, number 53, there as well, alongside 57, Nathan Cole.
Yeah, that was a big sack. They came flying through. Brosmer looks like he lost his helmet. I think he's jogging to the sideline there.
Well, it's 4th down, and they'll have to kick this one away. Big loss there.
Yeah, it really felt like the Knights offense had some nice momentum. And, now that whole thing's blown up, they're going to have to punt again. But they're sitting on a 7-3 lead. Alpharetta's struggled to take advantage of it. It's really been Kevin Watkins on the offensive side only for Alpharetta. And we'll see if Gerdes gets a little bit more of a green light to try to throw this ball.
Now, Alpharetta does have a stingy defense. We'll get in that in a second. There's the kick. Ruppel gets it at his own 25, tries to come to the near sideline, makes the turnoff after a attempted jersey tackle, pushed off at the 32. As Brian, you look at Alpharetta's results, they've given up about 10 points a game. Did give up a little more than that to Dunwoody, but Dunwoody got some late touchdowns when that game was well in hand.
Yeah, and they've had a strong defense. They're really keyed by this defense, and it's going to be critical for them. Looks like there's a flag down on the play. We'll give you a quick break to tell you about Hot 107.9 and the Dirty Boys. They invade the best games this season with their Friday Night Highlights High School Football Tour powered by Sportal TV. For more information on schedules, teams, and highlights, visit hotspotatl.com.
7-3 is your score. I'm John Morgan alongside Brian Swerner. We got the whole crew here. Chuck Jones roaming the sidelines, Bo Johnson, and our esteemed producer Joseph here as well, giving you the best of Atlanta high school football. You can see that every week during the regular season and beyond right here on Sportal TV. It'll be Allatoona and Harrison next week. Allatoona, one of those up-and-coming schools, and Harrison, well, they're doing pretty good even without everything quarterback Justin Fields, and we'll be there next week. 7:15 will be your start time. First down and 10 for the Raiders, down 7-3, and here comes Watkins with a head of steam right up the gut, past the 30 to about the 34, gain of 7. It'll be 2nd and 3.
I like the way they run Watkins, John. They just sort of give him a little bit of a crease. He hits that hole hard. He hits it fast, and he's tough to bring down, and he's been getting good yards for them all night. But the problem is when they get behind them down in distance, they really haven't been able to get over the top.
2nd down and about 4. Ball on the near hash. Raiders going right to left across your computer monitor here in quarter number 2. Gerdes is going to throw a bullet to the near side. It's complete.
To Ruppel. Yeah, Ruppel again. Yeah. Nice play. That was right around the first down marker when he caught it, but he got the first down and plenty more. And that's a nice passing first down. Again, another safe pass. They're not really looking for Gerdes to go deep down the field. giving him nice little safe routes, little out routes, finding these holes in the zone, and he's been able to capitalize.
That's Ruppel's third catch for about 35 yards, and it's a new first down at Alpharetta's 47. 4:12 to go until halftime. It's Watkins. And Watkins will move the pile close to midfield.
Yeah, I didn't get much of anything on that one. Looked like maybe a yard or two. That play didn't really get them much, and it's going to set up second and about 8 here. 4 minutes remaining in this half. So another one of these check with me type of looks to the coaches on the sideline for Gerties. He's got 3 receivers up top, single coverage if he wants it. Let's see if he's going to try to put this one down the field a little bit. Maybe they'll try another one of those wide receiver type of screens.
Well, Frazier and Ruppel are 2 of the receivers. Grant is at the bottom. And Gerties is looking for Grant, but he overthrows him.
Yeah, that one had no chance, John. That was throwing 5-6 yards past him down the field. He just kind of stepped back, took a quick drop, and aired it out. But they weren't on the same page at all on that play. And that's going to set up 3rd and long. And this is where the Alpharetta Raiders have really struggled offensively. They don't have the kind of dynamic throwing offense to convert these type of long 3rd downs. I wouldn't be surprised to see them try to swing the ball out in the flat to Watkins again. That was an effective passing play for them in the early going tonight.
That's C.J. Dobart. He's your receiver split up high at the top on the sideline. 3rd down and 8. Clock stops at 3:32 in a 7-3 ball game. Out of the backfield to Watkins. Watkins stays on his feet. Nice move. Slung down near the first down.
Yeah, I thought it'd be a pass to Watkins in the flat. They went with a nice screen play. He had a big offensive lineman in front of him. Kind of almost missed the block, but that was number 65 there. That was Jose Lozado, I think. And he was able to get enough of a body on the defensive player to give Watkins the crease he needed to get that first down. Nice play for the Raiders.
Pickup of 10. It's enough for the first at the Centennial 41. Jaden Young, number 3, was the one who finally stopped Watkins' forward progress. Grant in motion. They fake to him on the jet sweep, and they'll give it to Watkins. And Watkins will get 1. Centennial not fooled at all.
Yeah, that was Malachi Cleveland, the senior linebacker, coming up and just laying the wood there. Nice tackle. Good play there to keep it at 2nd and 1 for the Centennial Knights.
So it'll be 2nd and 1 from the 40. 3 minutes left until halftime. Alpharetta trying to get the lead back.
Hearing from down on the sidelines from Chuck Jones that Motley's got a little bit of an ankle injury, but he should be fine. We expect him back in the game.
Probably will sit out the rest of this half. Take advantage of halftime. We'll see him in the 3rd. Gerties got time in the pocket. Just unloads it. He saw the rush coming and throws it away.
Yeah, he was looking underneath. He had a receiver in the middle of the field, and he got bottled up with about 3 guys on him. Gerties had to do something with that ball. It just kind of floated it out there. He didn't want to hold on to it, and there was no running room for him there. Gerties not really looking like much of a running threat out here. He's been handing off to Watkins and throwing the ball on short crossing routes and wide receiver running back passes out of the backfield.
That was Jack Barton who was applying the pressure toward the end of that play.
Yeah, Barton, one of the star defensive linemen for the Knights, somebody whose name we expect to call most of the night.
So it brings up 3rd and long from the 40. Watch out for Watkins in the backfield. Said he's going to throw him up to him on the leader. Gets out of 1, gets out of 2. Trying to stay on his feet. Does. But he's going to be short by about 2 yards.
Yeah, that last little squirt where he tried to get those extra yardage, they're not going to give it to him. It's going to be, I think it's going to be 4th and about a foot. I would assume they'll keep the offense on the field out here. Last time when they had this, they went to kind of a heavy package with Motley. Motley a little dinged up on the last defensive possession. I don't expect we'll see him.
It'll be 4th and about 1.
Yeah, they're going to have to go to Watkins again here. Let's see what they do.
Well, they got a good spot. The ball was moved about half a yard from where the official originally indicated. That's a very good spot. So let's see who's going to be the fullback now with Motley out.
Looks like Stanton.
Yeah, looks like Jack Stanton's going to be that.
Yeah, let's see if they give it to him or if they go back to Watkins for this yard.
Let's see, or maybe Gerties. Nope, it's Watkins, and Watkins has it.
Oh, he's easily got that and more. That's about 4-yard gain. Nice, tough running. They went with a big, heavy formation. They brought Stanton in. They brought Jackson Michaels in. Both those guys were in the backfield to lead for Watkins, and Watkins easily converts that first down. 1:39 remaining. Raiders are down by a score of 7-3 here, coming up on halftime.
Yeah, Brian, I was just about to mention that. Clock now running. Clock not the friend of the Raiders. Reminder, they got the ball to start the game, so it'll be the Knights who will take over when we start the second half. So this is a very critical drive for them.
And they'll set up here on 1st and 10 from the 26.
Gerdes puts Ruppel in motion. Let's see if they go to him on that far side in the flat. No, he's going to be an outplay. Ruppel throws. Almost intercepted.
Oh, that was a dangerous pass for Gerdes. He didn't see the safety help, and it was there the whole way. And that looked like number 8, Kevin Angry. Kevin Angry came over, kind of playing center field out there, and he closed on the ball, and he had a much better chance than Ruppel at catching that one.
He's angry he didn't make that reception. Kevin is a transfer from Norcross.
Yeah, he's had a nice impact so far early going in the game. And they've been using him in a number of different ways on the defensive side, and that was a nice play. 2nd down and 10, 1:09 remaining here in the half.
About to say that stops the clock. Gerdes is going to throw. Here comes the pressure, little dump to Watkins, but he can't hang on.
Oh, Watkins has been so sure-handed so far in this game. Just sort of didn't quite see that ball all the way into his hands before he started looking upfield to run that one. And they had blocking in front of him, John. That's a missed opportunity. He'll set up 3rd and long.
3rd and 10 from the 26. We've already had a field goal from Trout, a short chip shot about 24 yards.
It didn't have much, height on that field goal. It was a line drive that barely skimmed over the crossbar. I'm not sure I want to see him kicking a 45-yarder here.
But as we said before, they need 7, want to take the lead heading into the break. Tequila 20, Gainesville 0. 5:16 left in the second quarter of that one. Marist ups
31 zip.
Yeah, increases the lead over Chestatee, 31-0. Gerdes has got time, hesitates, now throws, looking for DeBoot, and he can't quite get him.
Oh, and that was a good opportunity. He had the blocking that time. He was able to set his feet and get it up there. And, man, I could see the Alpharetta coaches. They're hopping mad. They knew that was a touchdown. That was a great chance there. That was the first time we've really seen him air the ball out 30 yards down the field. Now, I don't know what they're going to do here, John. This is a 43, 44-yard field goal. I mean, that is a big field goal in high school, and it looks like they're going to leave Gerdes on the field here. 57 seconds remaining, 7-3, and Gerdes is not coming off the field. They might call a timeout, try to figure out what they want to do here. Yeah, it looks like they're going to leave him in there.
Well, the clock stopped on the incompletion to C.J. Dobard.
Yeah, and I don't think you want to give Max Brosmer another chance. He's already got a quick strike 80-yard touchdown in this game. Here we go.
4th and 10 from the 26. Gerdes. He's in the pocket. Throws. Launching. Same route. And getting a hand on it is Ruppel, but it's incomplete.
Yeah, the Raiders were hoping for a pass interference call. Ruppel got his hand on that one, but it was only one hand. It would have been a spectacular catch if he'd managed to come down with it. And now with 49 seconds left and 2 timeouts, Brosmer and the Knights will throw it back onto the field and see if they can make something happen.
Well, let's see if they decide to do anything with it. Cherokee 10, Sequoia 7, halfway through the second quarter. Again, they do get the ball back to start the third quarter. We'll see if that factors into Michael Perry's decision-making.
Yeah, today's game brought to you by Sportle TV. The Sportle TV YouTube channel has the best live broadcasts, highlights, and features on high school sports. Hit that subscribe button now. You want to catch every minute of Sportle TV on YouTube.
Well, it's not a halftime victory formation, so I guess Brosmer's going to try to move the football with under a minute to go.
I like the call, John. I think they got to give it a shot here. He's got a great arm.
And Brosmer is looking around, throws it, incomplete.
Dangerous throw. He had Jack Stanton holding on to his legs, wasn't able to really get much on that ball, and that's not the kind of throw that the Knights want to see out there.
Shaw was the intended target. It'll be 2nd down, but the clock stops with 44.3 ticks remaining.
They got plenty of time here, and they got to try to see if they can get the protection. Stanton's been in there, number 7, and he's been a guy we were told to watch out for, brought a lot of heat, and he's bringing it tonight.
Brosmer calls for it. He's forced to move.
Oh, that's a holding. That is a bad holding. Stanton had an easy run to the quarterback, and they grabbed both his arms, it looked like, and spun him around. So that's going to back him up, and that may be time for the Knights to start thinking about letting this thing run out, but they still got 39.9 seconds. Alpharetta sitting on 2 timeouts. We'll see what they do with it.
Well, the clock should start once they reset everything. 40 seconds on the clock, just about. It'll still stay, well, let's see. Waiting for the officials to adjudicate this. Again, the crew is led by Jerry Kelly. He's in the white hat. Sure enough, that ball's going to get backpedaled.
Oh, yeah. Stanton was ringed around. Looks like Creekview over Sequoia 10-7 with 10 minutes left in the second quarter. Manchester up 32 zip. Start of the second over Central. See what else we see out there.
So it'll be second down, 26, 40 seconds remaining. Rosmer.
Yeah, now if you're the Raiders, you're probably thinking a little bit about maybe calling timeout and making them do something, punt the ball from deep here.
Rosmer back, throws into the backfield, incomplete, looking for Dickey.
And that wasn't going anywhere even if he did manage to catch it. All he was going to do was get himself blown up. And that stops the clock again. So if the Knights run this here, I would expect, as backed up as the Knights are, I'd expect Alpharetta probably to call timeout and at least get one more crack at this thing before the half. They're at the 10-yard line, 33.9 seconds remaining, and both teams sitting on 2 timeouts. Brosmer to go here.
Well, again, the ball is stopped now. They will keep it on the ground, and Dickey gets upended, getting about 4, and we'll see if indeed a timeout has been called.
Yeah, it looks like the clock is stopped. So, yeah, the Raiders will call timeout and make him kick. You know, the Ruppel's setting up around the 50-yard line to receive this, inside of the 50-yard line, it looks like. And they'll give Gerties and Watkins one more chance here before halftime. They'll have one timeout, 27 seconds and change left. It'll be a good opportunity for the Raiders to see if they can get something going.
So 28 ticks to go. Waiting for the 30-second timeout to elapse.
See if we take a look at the Sportle Space, Sportle TV at Sportle Space Twitter handle. Looks like Creekview, I think we caught that score. I think we've got one more reporter out. Yeah, Bremen up 14-12 in their game over there.
Greater Atlanta Christian 14, North Hall 0. That's at the break.
Yeah, Bremen taking on Callaway. We've got updates from Robert Grubbs from that one.
Chris County 28, Thomasville 7. Well, Ruppel's going to get good field position for Alpharetta. He's at the Centennial 45. They are going to force that kick.
See if they come after it.
Oh, there's guy came in on an angle, but a beautiful kick. Ruppel catches it at the 47, tried to run it.
Oh, John, I don't know about that call. That's the one you got a fair catch. That's the kind of thing that gets you blown up. If you go back to a spring scrimmage we did, Stevenson-Grayson, we had some player make the same kind of decision, and, man, he got laid out. So that's a dangerous play. Ruppel's got a fair catch that one. They're in good field position. No reason to take that kind of risk. 21 seconds, sitting on a timeout, 45-yard line. Gerties really hasn't tried to throw the ball much down the field, but let's see if he gets an opportunity at it here. Down 7-3, 21 seconds remaining in the half. Today's game is brought to you by Sportle TV. The Sportle TV Twitter handle is the place to go for live updates for the best high school sports.
At Gerties, I have 9 out of 17. And we'll probably get to 20 at least. He's got Watkins to his right, but I don't think he's going to go with him.
They got one timeout. They could try to swing it out to Watkins once and just see if he can make something happen, but I think you're going to see this.
Yeah, puts Grant in motion and gives it to him. Grant evades the tails. Now he's going to throw it to Ruppel, and Ruppel will get a first down but can't do anything with it.
I mean, a nifty little play. I thought he was trying to throw that one. He got kind of bottled up, somehow came out of it, and Grant manages to complete it. I'm not sure what they're going to be able to do with it with 18 seconds left remaining here.
Flag, though.
Nah, looks like it's going to probably be some type of a hold. I mean, it was kind of a messy play. It took a while to develop. Let's see what the call is from the referees.
Well, they haven't reset the down markers.
Yeah, Raiders are staying up at that spot, but now they're moving backwards.
Yeah, now they're moving back.
Yeah, looks like they're going to back this one up. Nice crowd out here tonight at Raider Stadium. Got to be a good 5,000 people here on full on this side. Even a decent crowd on the opposite side for the Knights. It's been a nice night out here. We appreciate being out here at Raider Stadium at Alpharetta High School.
Well, it's been a long time home for the Raiders. They started out the season here, opening week, August 16th against Milton. Then you throw in a couple of off weeks. You throw in a 3-game road trip, and this is their first home game since then. So they've been away from this facility for about 5 weeks, a good month and a half. So they're pretty happy to see the Raiders back in the friendly confines.
Yeah, they put a pasting on Dunwoody. 55-21 last week was never really that close. My wife, a Dunwoody alumnus.
So we got 18 seconds to go. And it's a block in the back.
And that backed him up a ton. That at this point, John, I'm just kneeling this one out. It's first down and 25. They're at their own 40. Gertie's doesn't have that kind of cannon arm, I think, at this point. You down it out. You go in 7-3 is going to be your score at the half, and you're going to receive. We said the Knights are going to get the ball to start this second half, correct?
Correct. And Alpharetta's going to take their final timeout with 18.6 seconds to go. And Alpharetta will hit the road next week. They'll be taking on North Atlanta, but they're going to have 3 of the final 4 games at home, including Johns Creek. And depending on how this goes, getting the Gladiators at home might be all the edge that the Raiders need in this tough region, Region 7 of 6A.
Yeah, you got 3 undefeated teams right now in this region. The 2 playing here tonight, the Knights and the Raiders, and whoever comes out of this victorious will be tied in the region lead with Johns Creek, who's kind of a sneaky, surprise good team. They've had a nice season. They're off to a great start, and it looks like whoever comes out of this will play Johns Creek and most likely will go on to be the region champion going into the 6A playoffs. The Raiders had a nice run all the way to the Elite 8 last year in the playoffs, but they lost their quarterback, who's now the 3rd stringer over at University of Georgia, so had to reload a bit on offense. It's been running mostly through the running back, Kevin Watkins, number 2 tonight for them, and he's been productive, John. He's been somebody that we knew coming in was going to be a big part of the offensive attack, and he's been playing real well tonight.
Yeah, Watkins, the fulcrum of that attack. Johns Creek 3-0 in the region. That's as many wins as they got all of last year in the region. They went 3-5, missed the playoffs. So it looks to see like, there's still plenty of time in this region for things to happen. But you'll look at that, you'll think the Gladiators probably will make a reappearance in the playoffs. They beat Pope, Northview, and North Atlanta last season. First down and a long, long, long way.
Yeah, Raiders still looking like they're trying to do something with 18.6 ticks left. We'll see what happens here. I think it will just be a handoff to Watkins.
First and 25. Gertie's dump pattern. It's complete to the far side and running out of bounds.
Dylan Merrill looks like on that one.
Number 18, Dylan Merrill. That's going to be a gain of about 10.
Yeah, got back a chunk of the penalty yards there, but still second and 20, 11 seconds left. Not much for the Raiders to do here. I'm surprised they're not just kind of taking a knee and letting this one run out. I guess with the Knights sitting on 2 timeouts, conceivably the Knights can make a punt.
Could be. It depends on what they do here. Depends if they get a rush and just kind of string the play along. But not much for Centennial to do with it.
Still got number 18 Merrill back there. It's not Watkins.
And that's where he throws to the near side to Ruppel. Ruppel trying to make a beeline to the sideline. He gets free to the 40, to the 30, and knocked out of bounds at the 22, and that's going to change the dynamic.
Oh, yeah. Now he had Joshua Grant, number 87, in front of Ruppel, and Ruppel takes that thing 40 yards down the field and gives him an opportunity here. There's only 2.4 seconds left, John. They got one shot here. It looks like they're going to bring the kicking unit out and try to get a field goal.
Yeah, there's really not much for them to do once they start the clock. After they set the downs, and I think Centennial's going to call a timeout. This will be about a 39-yarder. So we got a timeout for Centennial. 2.4 seconds on the clock. And I tell you, Brian, Ruppel has been the receiver.
He's been the go-to guy for them on the receiving side. Yeah, it's been a nice game for number 13, Ruppel. Today's game is brought to you by Sportal TV. Sportal TV Twitter handle is the place to go. Live updates for the best high school sports. Catch videos, pictures, game updates from around Atlanta. Football, volleyball, softball, and more. Follow at Sportalspace on Twitter now. Hit that follow button if you're watching us live on Twitter's Periscope. We got 2.4 seconds left, John. Looks like they're going to trot out the field goal unit and try to punch this one through to cut this one from 7-3 down to 1-point game at halftime.
I've got Ruppel 5 catches for about 80 yards.
He's also been returning punts for them. He's been sure-handed in that role, and he's done a nice job.
So this will be a 39-yard attempt. It's on the left hash. Now Trout's a right-footed kicker.
Yeah, just a 2020 guy, so he's only a junior. Let's see what he does here.
So he's got to kind of put a fade on it. Let it drift to the right. Let's see if he's got the geometry smarts to pull it off. It got blocked. And that's going to do it as soon as someone tackles.
Knights are picking that thing up, and they're taking it back.
This could be a tackle.
Nah, I think it was downed anyways. The referees are all talking around whether they were able to pick that thing up and advance it. But that field goal kick was blocked. Nice opportunity for the Raiders, but that will leave the score here at the half, 7-3 in favor of the Knights. The lone touchdown coming on an 80-yard pass, a little slant route from Brosmer to Shaw, got taken 80 yards to the house. One field goal early in the game for the Raiders, and that's your scoring summary here so far, John.
Exactly. 7-3 is your score. We're at halftime, and we'll see the marching bands from Centennial and Alpharetta take to the field and entertain you and the audience. We'll be back with the second half preview, first half recap and numbers after this here on Sportle TV.
And next week we will be live as two of the Cobb County Powers battle. The Harrison Hoyas checking in number 3 in our coaches poll, and they host the Allatoona Buccaneers. The undefeated Hoyas are led by QB Gavin Hall, running back David Roberts, and wide receiver Micah Davis. The Buccaneers get big run production from senior Daniel Parsons. Tune in live 7:30 p.m. on Friday, October 5th, SportleTV.live or Sportle TV on Twitter or YouTube. Last week we were live as the number 1 ranked Cedar Grove Saints knocked out the Lovett Lions. Each week we select a standout performer as our player of the week. They get video highlight recognition and a great Sportle TV t-shirt. Our player of the week last week for the Saints was Shavon Wright. He had 3 running back touchdowns for the running back. Joseph, let's see those highlights.
And it's going to be Shavon Wright to the far side. He's got a lane. He's in for a score.
Oh, that was too easy.
They'll go with Shavon Wright, who's already got a touchdown today. To the
he
30.
broke 3.
He broke 3 to the 20, cuts upfield, and gets a defender deep out of his shoes. He's going in for a score.
Oh, what a nifty piece of running. If they take this to the left, John, it's wide open.
Now Shavon Wright's going to go to the middle, and the right side, he gets in for that 3rd score.
Oh, we're going to go back to live action.
Yeah,
apparently there was a
penalty.
penalty on that field goal attempt.
And it was on Centennial, so it's going to move them up.
Yeah, they're going to get another crack at this thing from 39-yard line with no time on the clock here.
Very interesting. So Trout will have a chance to cast the line again. This one is a little lower, and it splits the upright.
Good. Wow, John, we were all into our highlight package for the halftime. We had no idea. Apparently there was a penalty on that play. The Knights blocked the first field goal attempt. Penalty on the Knights. No time on the clock. Can't end on the penalty. So they trot the kicker back out, and boom, there's 3 points.
Exactly.
Just gifted it to him.
Wow, and a great play, and Alpharetta is able to cut the lead to 1, 7-6 on the Centennial Knights, and the Centennial fans aren't happy about that. And it's kind of interesting. You had a Funky Winkerbean situation as you have to clear the band.
Yeah, everyone was out on the field.
The band was getting ready.
We'd moved on, so had everyone else.
And the officials had to just clear everyone out of there. Now the band is completely out of their rhythm, so we're going to have some discordant notes going on during this halftime show. So again, Centennial 7, Alpharetta 6, 2 field goals for Bryce Trout. And it will be up to the Alpharetta defense to stop the Centennial offense when this second half starts up again.
Yeah, we'll get back into some of our halftime program. We'll be back with some analysis in a little bit. We are proud to have Anthony Flynn, the CEO of the 100 Black Men of Atlanta, on our advisory board here at Sportle. The 100 is doing fantastic work with African-American youth in Metro Atlanta. Take a look at this video and learn more about the impact they are having.
I'm often asked why mentorship is so important. To keep it 100, I understand how important it is to bridge the gap. What's the gap? Okay, imagine a football field. And on that field, the end zone represents success and opportunity. Now, imagine a few young people all standing at the 50-yard line. Everybody has the same fair distance to opportunity and success, right? Okay, what if we ask each student who owns a computer to step forward? Or we ask each student whose parent has a college degree to step forward. Anyone have an internship? Access to a tutor? You see a difference? You see the gap? Everybody doesn't get the same start. Let me tell you about our program. Beginning in middle school, our program takes those students at the back of the line and provides them with the tools and mentorship to move closer to the front. Let's continue to close that gap. Let's continue to invest in our future, and let's continue to keep it 100.
Hope you enjoyed that look at the 100 Black Men of Atlanta doing great work for African-American youth across Metro Atlanta. We are excited here at Sportle to participate in events with the Gwinnett Sports Commission. The Gwinnett Sports Commission's mission is to foster economic development through coordinating and developing Gwinnett's role as a leading site for sports events involving youth, collegiate, amateur, and professional organizations. Check out this great video highlighting their work in the community.
Success lives here. Here in Gwinnett County, it's more than just a saying. It's the truth. We're more than just a suburb. We're Atlanta's playground, playing America's pastime, outdriving the competition, moving the ball forward, taking our shot, always seeking our next big win. Here in Gwinnett, we're leading the chase because we have a vibrant community, a thriving community, a family community. Welcome to Gwinnett. Get in the game.
That was a look at the Gwinnett Sports Commission. Sportal TV is also excited to be working with the Georgia High School Association and Mizuno to bring you the best highlights from girls volleyball and softball each week. Check out this great back-and-forth rally between the Walton Raiders and the Lassiter Trojans, which ends with UGA commit Megan Fromberg scoring for Walton. Walton won this match 3-0 and climbed to the top seed in the region tournament. Brought to you by Mizuno since 2003, official athletic equipment company and presenting sponsor of GHSA state championships in the core sports of softball, volleyball, and baseball. Roll that highlight. And that was our GHSA Mizuno highlight of the week from volleyball, the Walton Raiders and the Lassiter Trojans. Today's game is brought to you by Sportal TV. The Sportal TV YouTube channel has the best live broadcast highlights and features on high school sports. Subscribe now. Hit that subscribe button to Sportal TV on YouTube. Brian's Warner here with John Morgo and Bo Johnson joining us in the booth here at the half. Bo, you've been watching this game. What do you got to say? What are you thinking here? 7-6 is our score at the half.
This is about exactly what we expected, right? We kind of called this in the pregame. You had a spread offense in Centennial, lots of receiving threats, but you got one of the best defenses in the region in Alpharetta. And, you know, Centennial got loose on the long touchdown, the 80-yarder, but that's really the biggest spark they had. A couple of great defensive plays by this Alpharetta defensive line with a couple of huge sacks. You know, we got to say it's a pound 'em game here, 7-6 at the half.
Yeah, we haven't been keeping track of time of possession, but just my rough feel is that Alpharetta's been dominating the time of possession. Yeah. It feels like Centennial's only had a few opportunities, and because they scored so quickly on that one scoring drive, an 80-yard play, a little slant shot from Brosmer to Shaw that he just took to the house, it feels like Alpharetta's had the ball pretty much the whole game.
Yeah, they have, and they've been running the ball and running it pretty effectively too. They just couldn't punch it in when they got in the red zone. It'd be a completely different game had they been able to do that. You know, but as it stands with 2 field goals now, it's kind of a wacky way to end the half with the band having to move all their trees off the field and whatnot for their little Halloween-y performance they got going on here. But
yeah, if you're just tuning in.
It did give Alpharetta an opportunity to put more points on the board. Now it's only a 1-point game as opposed to 4.
Yeah, Alpharetta lined up with virtually no time left on the clock to kick a 44-yard field goal attempt. It got blocked at the line, but there was a penalty against the Knights. They put him to the 39-yard field goal, and he managed to drill that one.
Absolutely.
So that's where we sit, 7-6. It's it's been Jack Stanton, number 7, leading the way on the defense. Dane Motley was very active early for them as well on the defensive side. He got a little dinged up. We're hearing it's just a small ankle injury. He should hopefully be back in here. But the Alpharetta defense has done a good job. They've kept the Knights from really getting much going. Brosmer's had to take a lot of stuff underneath because he really hasn't had the time to kind of step in and throw the longer ball.
I want to see if Gertie's in the second half is going to be able to step up and make some throws here. You know the Centennial in the locker room is talking about stopping the run.
No doubt. It's been Watkins all night long, but they got a little bit going with Ruppel.
Yeah.
I mean, it was a little bit of a wide receiver kind of outplay, but he managed to take that thing 40 yards to set up that final field goal attempt.
Yeah, I've got Ruppel for 5 catches for 78 yards. And, guys, the thing that's been surprising me is how effective Gertie's has been passing. I've got him 11 completions for 19 yards for, I'm going to say, about 140, 130.
Yeah, they haven't been asking him to go down the field much. It's been swing passes, it's been short screens, it's been little out plays, but, he's letting his receivers get something going. They haven't really brought a lot of pressure on him. And so he's had the time to kind of make those nice, simple plays, and he's been effective with it.
It's been safe, but effective. Like I said, they weren't able to punch into the end zone. But you got to think that at some point they'd like to stretch the field and kind of open it up a little bit so that the box can't be loaded up to stop all those screen passes and little short little out routes. So we'll see what they do here in the second half. As far as Centennial goes, and I'm not sure if they're going to have an answer for this Alpharetta defense.
Yeah, they've been trying to get stuff. It's really been, I think Prosper's just been kind of reading this zone defense. He doesn't have a ton of time to throw the ball, and so he's been taking all this kind of dink and dunk stuff. It worked out well for them in that Shaw broke one and got him a touchdown out of it, but he hasn't really had the time to be able to unload down the field, and I'm not sure they've got the downfield kind of receiving threats right now with Julian Nixon not in this game.
Yeah. I've got Brosmer 6 of 10 for about 125 yards. So you take that 80 yards out of the equation, it's about 45, 50 yards. And we knew the Alpharetta defense was going to be tough coming in, and they were going to have to be a hard time trying to find the holes in the zone. But Brosmer, what he's done, he's just doing a ball control kind of offense. Yeah. And he's been able to move the ball a little bit, but it's just going to be a matter of time. They got to find some way to misdirect Alpharetta and get something going downfield.
Yeah, it'd be interesting to see if they try to stretch the field a bit. We haven't seen him really get the ball to Freddie Fairley, number 2. He had a couple of touchdowns when we watched them play earlier this season. Popped up in the top of our top 5 plays a couple of weeks ago when he had a little toe touch. I think you were at that game, right?
Yep.
Bo, and they haven't really got the ball to Freddie Fairley. They haven't been able to get the ball much beyond that. And Cal Dickey's been very involved in the offense early. They were trying to work him out of the backfield a bit, trying to run him between the tackles, and I thought he was pretty effective when he was getting the ball.
This almost has the feel that in the second half there's going to be a turnover that may determine the outcome of this game. With Alpharetta running the ball effectively. Centennial's trying to pass the ball, but Alpharetta's defense has stood up to the task here. So we'll see what happens in the second half, but we can expect more of the same. It's been a low-scoring affair so far. Don't really see either team breaking out with any, real huge plays, so let's just see if they can move the ball up and down the field.
I think Coach Nichols for Alpharetta's got to be pretty pleased holding this Centennial. This Centennial team puts up points on everybody. I mean, they poured in points in their games and even put up points against, put up 21 points against Roswell as one of the top teams there in 7A. And so I think, if you're Coach Nichols for the Raiders, you're telling your defense, hey, this is a good game. We had one little slip where we let Shaw get loose for the big touchdown. Other than that, they played very well.
Yeah, Brosmer's averaging 330-something yards a game, and he's at, just over 100 now.
120, but all on one play.
Yeah, exactly.
So Alpharetta's defense is most definitely doing their job so far tonight.
Exactly, and Dickey, I've got him for about 30 yards rushing. Watkins I have for about 40. Again, my stats are the definition of unofficial, but it will be in that area.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, the Knights have been an explosive team on offense all season thus far, and they've run into a real strong defensive front keyed by number 7, Jack Stanton. He's had a great game so far, been bringing the pressure. We saw Motley get into the action as well, and a couple of their linebackers, Jordan Leslie, number 45, been one of the guys keeping things in between the tackles. So it's been a nice start for the Raiders. We're going to take a quick break and check out the highlights from last week. We were live as number 1 ranked Cedar Grove Saints put a beat down on the Lovett Lions 45-0. Saints were led by number 1 wide receiver in the United States of America, Jaden Hazelwood, who scored their first touchdown of the night, and Shavon Wright, who added 3 scores in the victory. Joseph, show them what happened last week.
The gun. Takes the handoff. Here it comes.
Oh, no.
Tackle.
They came flying in.
It's a punt. See that first look at Hazelwood. They're going to try to punt to him, but here comes the coverage. Ball gets him at the 45. He got out of the initial wave. Comes to the 50. Turns on the Jets in the midfield. 40. There's Beery who drags him down to 34. He's going to throw. Looking to the far sideline. Look for Hazelwood. And Hazelwood comes up with the catch.
What a catch. It's going to be pass interference, but they're going to wave that one off because Hazelwood just went up and grabbed it away from KJ Wallace.
Boney, you got Jones to the left. Looking to throw. Lobbing into Hazelwood. Touchdown.
A lot of contact there. The Lovett coaches are to our left, John. They wanted an offensive interference.
Saints and Lions in the full TV. Throwing to an open receiver on the flat. Showing off the speed. And gets to the 5 on the far side. Now he's going to Montfort, cutting across. That's a touchdown.
That was too easy. He just got right inside of Goldberg. Too big, too strong.
Another inch back here. No Smith. Rolling to the top side. Here comes the rush. And down he goes.
Yeah, you said it. It was front 4 that time. They didn't even bring any blitz pressure.
Tonight, he's got 1 all season. Now Pop Jones is back in, but he'll get dragged down from behind. Nick Jackson with the pursuit. Put it down, put it up, put it through.
Yeah, nice kick there.
Westminster pacing, Robinson still mountain. McAllister running to the far side. Stops. He hesitates, falls off the hands and completed into an interception to Isaiah Ratcliffe.
Wow, what an athletic interception.
On the near side, Boney in for Smith. They've been exchanging snaps. Boney goes to the air. Nice throw and an even better catch.
What a great play.
Behind him, it's going to be Shavon right to the far side. He's got a lane. He's in for a score.
Oh, that was too easy. Cheating up, I think there might be something coming here.
And it's kind of a squib right through the middle of the field. Ball bouncing. Hazelwood picks it up at the 12. Goes to the far side, gets ahead of Steen, rolls to the 30, to the 35, to the 40. Gets out to one man, still coming through, tries to break a tackle in midfield, and brought down in Lovett territory at the 49. They'll go with Shavon White. He's already got a touchdown today. To the 30. He broke 3 to the 20, cuts up field, and gets a defender deep out of his shoes. He's going in for a score.
Oh, what a nifty piece of running.
Looking, throws out pattern. Oh man, what a tackle. Good pass, making third in his head. Beery in the backfield. McAllister, here comes the rush. Dump pass to Beery. But caught from behind.
Woo, that was number 1. Come flying in for the Saints.
Ice calling for it. Boney, and he's going deep.
Wide open.
Got Rashad Jordan, gets him in stride. Jordan will go into the end zone for a score.
Oh, that was just too easy. They take this to the left, John. It's wide open.
No, Shavon Wright's going to go to the middle, and the right side, he gets in for that 3rd score.
Hope you enjoyed those highlights. That was Cedar Grove 45-0 over Lovett last week. We are here back at Raider Stadium. The score is 7-6 Centennial. A few minutes left here in halftime. We are joined in the booth tonight by Coach Devine, the athletic director here at Alpharetta. Thank you for joining us, Coach.
Thank you for having me.
So we appreciate you having us out here tonight. It's a beautiful night, a packed house for this big region battle.
Great
What do you think of the first half?
It was an exciting half. You know, we know with Centennial always going to get a tough one. The last few years always been close. Last year we had to come back on them and win by 3. So they're always a tough program. They're coached very well. So we know it's always a battle.
Tell us a little bit about what makes this Alpharetta High School special and different up here in North Fulton County.
Yeah, I think you get the best of both worlds in North Fulton, especially here at Alpharetta. You know, we take our academics pretty seriously here. So our principal, Dr. Kersey, Shannon Kersey, really hits that home with our students, and we take that pretty seriously. And then our student athletes, have to do the best of both worlds. So we prepare them for the next level as much as we possibly can. So when our kids either play or band or whatever it is go to the next level, they're definitely prepared. So we take that college preparatory thing pretty seriously here at Alpharetta. So that's a pretty neat thing.
If you haven't been up here at Alpharetta High, it is a beautiful stadium, a great fan base. It's been a lot of fun. We've had a great time up here. We always ask when we get administrators, folks like yourself up here, tell us about maybe a student that came through the high school here that you really think benefited from the things that make Alpharetta special, gone on to some great stuff.
Sure. Being the athletic director, I'm going to be a little biased. So, Joshua Dobbs, currently playing for the Pittsburgh Steelers, went on to the University of Tennessee from here. My first year coming in as a defensive coordinator back then, I had to practice against him every day, so it was kind of, he could lit me up and showed me who was boss. But we're proud of Josh and, kids like that going to the next level, obviously now with the NFL. But Josh does the whole package. He does a community thing. He gives back. And, we're proud of kids like that represent Alpharetta really well. So.
We've seen him coming back out. I've seen a few different videos and pictures of him coming back out and spending time back out here in his hometown.
He gives back. He does a camp here every year in the summer. He comes back when he can for games. It's just he's an amazing kid and an amazing family, and we're blessed to have kids like that here and coming out of Alpharetta for sure.
All right, Coach Devine, what's going to happen in the second half? It's been a tight defensive battle. This defensive line, Jack Stanton and the other guys for the Raiders have really kept Max Brosmer and this high-flying offense in check. What do you think is the second half prediction?
I obviously being biased, I think we're going to pull it out, but we're proud of our defense so far. We will, and the offense get things growing a little bit. We'll be okay, but proud of everybody. Again, they're a tough program, but it's always close, but we'll hopefully pull it out.
We've been excited to see Kevin Watkins. We knew he'd be a key part of the offense, but it's been Ruppel really contributing on the outsides for him and setting up that last field goal there.
Yeah, Robbie's is a 4x1 state champ, a track kid, so he can fly. So anytime we can get the ball in his hands, let him do his thing, we definitely do. So another great student athlete, and we got a couple colleges here from tonight for him too. So
fantastic. Coach Devine, thank you very much for
so
joining us here on the air.
Thanks
for having us out here to beautiful Raiders Stadium. We've got about 2 minutes left in the half, and then as is tradition here in the state of Georgia, we will see 3 minutes of extra warm-up time. There was a huge band out on the field. Today's game is brought to you by Sportle TV. The Sportle TV YouTube channel has the best live broadcasts, highlights, and features on high school sports. Subscribe now. Hit that subscribe button. Sportle TV on YouTube. Next week, we will be out there as the Harrison Hoyas, number 3 in our coaches poll, host the Alatoona Buccaneers. The undefeated Hoyas are led by QB Gavin Hall, David Roberts to the running back, and Micah Davis. Buccaneers get their big run production from senior Daniel Parsons. Tune in live, 7:30, Friday, October 5th. John, you talked about it a little bit earlier. We alluded to the Sportle TV, Sportle News coaches poll. If you are a coach in the state of Georgia, you should be getting an email from us every week. We send them out on Sunday. We send a reminder on Monday. It's got a special link just for you. We are using bank-level security, some of the highest stuff out there. We don't even know who you vote for each week. It is perfectly anonymous. You get to express your views, and we're getting polls in almost all the classes now each week. We appreciate all the coaches participating. If you're a coach and you're listening to this, you haven't seen the emails, hit us up at poll@sportlespace.com or DM us on Instagram or Twitter and let us know. We'll make sure we've got the right email address for you. This Alpharetta team, they've been tough. They're checking in the top 10. I think whoever comes out victorious tonight's got a good chance to find themselves in that 6A poll. Bo, we've seen Watkins and Ruppel bringing the offense so far. They haven't really tried to go much further down the field. You think they'll try to get Gertie's a couple shots down the field here in the second half?
I think you kind of have to, because I don't know if Centennial's going to be expecting it. Centennial's going to come out with one thing on their mind, that's going to be stopping the run, I would assume, because that's what kind of ate them up in the first half. You stretch the field out a little bit, that'll open up the run even more. I think you got to take a couple shots, right? At least with some intermediate throws, 15, 20 yards down the field, nothing spectacularly huge, but absolutely.
Well, guys, both teams have done a lot of their main offensive attack through the airs. Rushing, they've gotten a lot of rushing attempts, but they really haven't done much through the ground. I think I got Alpharetta for about 50 yards and Centennial maybe 40. So both teams trying to go with the ground, not really working. I think we're going to see a lot more air attack, but I think we're going to see teams expecting the air attack. Let's take a brief look at other scores from around the region. Pope with a 20-0 lead over Dunwoody. All these scores at the half. Dunwoody has yet to get a region victory. Doesn't look like they'll get one tonight. It's Cambridge 14, Chattahoochee 6. Chattahoochee also 0-3 in the region. Looks like they'll drop to 0-4. And it's North Atlanta 26, Northview 20. North Atlanta trying to win their second region game and drop Northview down to 2-2. Again, Johns Creek has the night off here in this region. We got about 2:30 remaining. I think, as I just alluded to, I think we're going to see a lot more passing. But I want to ask you, Bo, we haven't seen Bradley Rowlinson, the second Alpharetta quarterback. Usually in these games, Coach Nichols kind of interchanges the two. Do you think we will see Rowlinson at some point during the game?
You might see him as a little change of pace, but you kind of wonder if he's not letting Gerties kind of control this football game. So far that's worked, kind of going with the two-headed monster there at quarterback, but it doesn't really work a whole lot for a whole lot of teams. You know, you want to stay consistent. You want to have a guy that can at least move the ball down the field, and for Alpharetta that would be Gerties with the one with the stronger arm.
Yeah, we were told by our advanced scouting team that Rowlinson is kind of more of the running quarterback. Yeah. And that might be a little bit of a different look or something they can try to throw at him to keep this offense, moving the sticks.
Exactly. And again, we are here on the concourse. We're in front of the facilities. And just to our right, a policeman just brought his black lab over there. And I really want to go pet that dog.
I don't think they're going to appreciate that,
I don't think
John,
they're going to. I don't think they're going to. But like I said, it's a beautiful black lab police dog. And I am a dog lover. We have a Wheaton Terrier. You can see it on my Twitter handle at John_Morgo. But, just this problem is my Chick-fil-A box is right near him. Fortunately, I already ate the sandwich. There may be some waffle fries he'd have to bite through to get there. But it should be okay. Cop has got a firm leash on the pooch.
Looks like we got about a minute left here before the end of the half.
How about the way that the first half ended? We didn't
get a chance to come back. Yeah, it was bizarre.
If there's two things that you do not take into a football stadium as a fan, it's a laser and it's a whistle. Well, Centennial flagged because someone on their side, a fan on their side of the football field, blew a whistle, and that was the
penalty at the end of the half that led to a re-kick that gave the Raiders 3 points. So. We're hearing it was an inadvertent whistle on the Centennial sideline that led to the re-kick. It's amazing. That's something we've heard before.
Yeah.
So.
Yep. Interesting way to end the half. Centennial and Alpharetta, the Raiders will take it as they're able to get 3 points back. So now they're down by 1, 7-6 as we start our second half of action live from Raider Stadium here in Alpharetta High School in Alpharetta, Georgia. You are watching the game of the week here on Sportal TV. This is our 7th of the season. Hard to believe, but we got 5 more coming up. We'll see some great teams down the stretch. Tucker Tigers, Southwest DeKalb, Stevenson, Harrison, Allatoona, Alexander, Langston Hughes. A lot of good clubs still to be seen here on our game of the week. So
as we're moving deeper into region play, John, it's going to be a lot of fun. This is a region game here, and the winner will be tied at the top of the region with Johns Creek, as we've talked about a few times. Raiders in red about to kick off, going right to left on your screen.
That's Dickey at the top of your screen for Centennial, and he'll be joined back there. Can't quite tell the number. I believe that's Rakevian Mathis, number 6, as we are underway. Just about 24 minutes of action left to unfold here on our Sportal TV Game of the Week. Trout puts his leg into it, and it will go to Mathis at his own 7. Mathis to the 15. He's trying to cut to the near side. He trips. Ball's loose.
Oh, boy. Alpharetta's saying they've got it down there, John. There's a lot of pointing. Let's see what the referees say.
I think Centennial will keep it.
Yeah, that might have been a little wishful thinking by the Raiders. He hit the ground, so it should have been a fumble. Even if it was caused by the ground. It wasn't like he dropped that ball, but he just kind of lost his footing there. He had blockers, was trying to make it to that far sideline and wasn't able to retain the ball and keep his feet.
Lost his balance, so Centennial will be faced with, it's at the 17. You want to be at least at the 20, 25.
And keep an eye on this near side on the defensive line, number 7, Stanton. He's been wrecking this offense tonight.
They fake the Dickey, get it out on that far side. And that's number 2, Freddie Fairley. First time we've called his name. And Freddie will put a nightmare in Alpharetta, give him about 7 to the 24.
Yeah, kind of a short, safe pass. We've seen this all night so far from Brosmer. He hasn't really had the time to go downfield. They're going to go with this kind of check with me look, looking over to the sideline real quick, back over to the receiver.
Fairley almost dropped it, but he's able to hang on to it at his kneecaps.
He would have been better off dropping it, John. He lost about 4 yards on that play.
I was about to say that. Good play as Alpharetta had that sniffed out very well. And
basically the same play as last time, and Alpharetta was completely ready for it.
Loses 2. Jackson Michaels had it sniffed out. So
They're going to have to go down the field here at some point. Let's see if it's here on 3rd and about 6.
11:05 remaining here in the third quarter. Centennial up by a slim point, 7-6. Leaves it for Dickey. No, takes it back. Cuts over the middle. It's complete to Mathis.
Oh, that was a nice play. That was that run pass option that we saw early. He digs it into the stomach and right into the gut of the running back, pulled it back out, and the defense wasn't ready for it. He had a nice play right over the top of the linebackers. That was a really nice play by Brosmer.
That's a gain of about 19 for Mathis.
Yeah, Brosmer really sold that one well.
His first completion, and Brosmer's going to dial his own number, get to the far side of the 45, stops, puts a man down, and will get 9, close to the first down at the 49.
Yeah, he's been a nifty little runner. He's kind of made things happen in these little scoot type of runs and just kind of found his way through some holes, and he's been effective in running the ball.
That's Nicholas Haven on the tackle. Pickup of 9. Second and short. That's that sideline route. It's complete. Same man. Number 2, Freddie Fairley. Enough for a first down across the 50 to about the 48.
I know it moves the chains, John, but I want to see these guys take something a little downfield. I mean, it's there. The Alpharetta's selling out on these shorter routes. I mean, some kind of like check and go or something for these wide receivers, and it's going to be open downfield.
1st and 10 on Alpharetta's side of the sticks. Incomplete, looking for Drake Mason.
Yeah, that throw, he was just well covered. He had the DB draped all over him. There was Drake Mason.
It was Cam Dorsey, and the pass was a little behind him. Mason, early on, he was involved in the offense, but we haven't really seen too much of him since.
2nd and 10 now. 10 minutes remaining in the third.
Brosmer waits for it, gets it, hands off to Dickey, and Dickey stopped up at the line. That's Dorsey again.
A pack of Alpharetta defenders going to stop that forward progress, but he'll pick up about 2, maybe even 3 on that one. I don't know, John, do we see Dane Motley, number 25, back out there yet for the defense?
Let me scan.
Yeah, it looks like he's there in the middle of the field, and he's a key player for them. He was kind of banged up. I see him out in the middle there.
Yep, I got him.
Yep, he's back on the field. He kind of got a little dinged up on the ankle, but he's back out and playing hard.
Looks like he's shouting signals, being the quarterback of the defense. Almost intercepted.
Whoa, that one was an errant throw by Brosmer. It was a linebacker just kind of sitting back there in coverage. He put his hands up and nearly came down with it, but that'll set up a 4th and 9 with 9:30 remaining here from around midfield. Brosmer's staying on the field, though.
I want to say Jordan Leslie.
Yeah, number 45, I think that was.
Yep, got a hand on it.
Yeah, he's had a good game. We've called his name a few times here on defense. And if he had been just a tad taller than his 5'11" he's listed at, John, that would have been a pick.
Interesting play, 4th and long. Let's see if Centennial wants to draw them offside. They don't. Oh, a poocher. Just a little quick kick, and the ball's going to make a beeline to the end zone, and it now will be Alpharetta's
down
turn.
At the 1, Alpharetta's going to have to go to work from the 1. What a beautiful little pooch kick. I actually thought the Brosmer was going to go for it there, but he pooched it, and it took a perfect roll for the Knights, and they downed that thing at the 1-yard line. And this is exactly what you don't want to be looking at with Gerties. They're going to be able to load up the box and try to make Gerties beat him over the top. And that has not been his strength. He's going to have to try to throw this ball out to a wide receiver. Maybe he can have enough time to swing this out to Watkins out of the backfield, but it's going to be a tough situation out there.
Well, last half, Centennial was faced with this backdoor to the end zone. Now it's Alpharetta's turn. So turnabout is fair play. 9:20 on the clock. In the third quarter, Alpharetta down by a point to Centennial. And Brian,
yeah, they're going with this heavy package. They've got Stanton up there in like an H-back type of fullback role. We saw this down at the goal line. Let's see what they do to try to get out of the end zone here.
Calling for it is Gerties, number 16. He's got it. He's going to throw on first down. Heaves it. Looking for Grant, who cuts off his route.
Yeah, there was a lot of contact on Ruppel in the middle of the field. Ball wasn't thrown anywhere near him, but they could have thrown a flag on that. And it looks like the cornerback in coverage down there for the Knights is down.
Kevin Angry.
Yeah, that's a big player for them. He's been involved in a lot of this coverage. Kind of a key man at a cover quarter, Kevin Angry for the Knights, and he just kind of pulled up lame after trying to go after the interception on that deeply overthrown ball.
Yeah, I think he might have extended something going after that ball, might have pulled something, a cramp or a hamstring. They're attending to him now. We got 9:14 left in the third quarter. Still 7-6 favor of the Centennial Knights as they help Angry off.
Yeah, we'll tell you a little bit about our partner tonight, the Atlanta Gladiators, the only game in town for professional ice hockey. Gladiators play in Infinite Energy Arena in Gwinnett, a short drive from where we are here in Alpharetta. They're the minor league affiliate for the NHL's Boston Bruins. Home games start in October, and we have a great ticket deal through Sportal TV. There's a QR code for up to 35% off tickets on the back of the cards we handed out tonight at the entrance, or you can find that on our Twitter feed at Sportal Space. Check out the Atlanta Gladiators hockey in October. John, I've been up to an Atlanta Gladiators game myself, took my son up there, and it's a lot of fun. They put on a great show. I don't know if you made it over to Infinite Energy Arena, but a lot happening in that area. Gwinnett's making a huge investment in that area around the arena. We were told nearly $1 billion will be invested to build that out. Gwinnett Sports Commission leading that effort.
Hope to see how that all transpires. Well, they help Kevin Angry off the field, brings up second down, and into the end zone, it's going to be Watkins. Watkins is able to give him some room, pulling the pile.
He's still on his feet. He pushed that thing for 12 yards. The crowd loves it. I'm hearing the clappers everywhere.
Wait a minute. Coming out of the huddle, waving the football is Mathis.
Nah, I think they're going to call him down, but that's a real nice power run. They just kind of got in there behind his blockers and managed to bull his way to a first down, got him out of the end zone. Kevin Watkins had a nice game so far tonight.
53 yards on the ground, had 40 in the first half. As we're under 9 minutes to play in the third. And now,
Gertie's got a little bit more room to work here, setting up at about the 14-yard line on first down.
Again, he's got Watkins behind him. He's going to throw to the near side. Grant wide open, and he overthrows him.
They're going to look back on that one as a missed opportunity, John. He was open for a nice 5-yard reception. He had nobody near him. If that ball had been delivered on target, he would have easily picked up the first down, I think.
And 0 for 2 is Gertie's here in this second half, 8:43 now.
Those are the kind of throws he was making in the first half, these kind of little wide receiver out plays, these sort of comeback plays where he doesn't have to go deep down the field. A nice safe throw for him, and it's kind of what we were talking about at halftime. Get a few of those and then maybe go for some mid-range stuff.
So it's second down. Watkins. And Watkins will get a bunch of yards, close to the first.
Wow, a nice power run by Watkins again. He's had a very good night, and he's really kept them on the field. They've controlled time of possession. They have the Alpharetta Raiders all night long, and it's really been Watkins pounding out these tough yards for them.
So it'll be third down and 2. At the ball at the 22. Let's see if they go back to Watkins. Alpharetta, again, that single back. You got a fullback almost kind of off the line in the form of Stanton. And play will be blown dead. There's a flag.
Yeah, we're hearing from Chuck Jones down on the sideline. He's saying these Alpharetta coaches are pushing their offense, just keep wearing them down, try to tire out this Centennial team. They leave them on the field a long time. They're making it really hard on this Centennial defense, and they feel like that's a way to win this game. And I gotta say, I agree with Coach of the Raiders out here.
Especially because that penalty against the Knights gives them a first down for the Raiders.
8 minutes left here. First down for the Raiders at about the 25-yard line, 27-yard line.
Waiting for the ball to get snapped. As Gertie's now more of a pistol formation. Watkins behind him. He's going to throw. Looking to that near side. Got hit as he throws the ball. Ball's going to be underthrown.
Oh, no. He got blasted when he threw it. I mean, that ball was easy interception, and that was number 7, Damari Chambers. I don't know, John, if he's going to ever get another one gifted to him that easily. I mean, I know it was wobbly and it was high up in the air and all, in the lights and everything, but, man, that was an easy touchdown.
Exactly, and Centennial's had a couple of those missed opportunities.
Yeah, they sure have. I mean, that they got right in there. They put the pounding onto Gertie's right when he threw it, and they weren't able to capitalize. I think that might have been Jack Barton, number 9, bringing the pressure.
Well, it's second down now from the 27. And it's going to be Watkins. Watkins, more of an east-south runner, and he'll get a couple. Jaden Young ties him up.
And it's going to set up third and about 9. This is where you don't want to be if you're the Raiders. The Raiders have really done much better when they've stayed out of these third and longs. It's pushed the pressure on On Gertie's. There's an injury on the far side over there where the referees are. Can't quite see somebody from Alpharetta down there, but I'm not quite sure. We'll see if we can get it there.
I think that's 75, Kamal Williams, as the trainer is
the offensive
attending
lineman.
to him. Yep.
Yeah, got an update from Chuck Jones down on the sideline. Kevin Angry of Centennial just cramping up down there. Nothing serious. Looking to get back into the game here a little bit later. Key man for them, transfer in from Norcross. He's played a very good game so far tonight. You know, this is really, of all the games we've done, John, we've been almost 90 degrees almost every time, and felt like 80 to 90% humidity. This is downright pleasant by comparison,
exactly.
right around 80 degrees probably, something like that, low 80s.
I just checked my weather app. It registered at 75 degrees.
Yeah, so cramping has been a huge issue for most of the games that we've been at, as people have been struggling through the extreme heat here in Georgia. But so far that hasn't been the issue, and that is number 75. He's being helped off. He's looking pretty heavily favoring that right side, his legs down there, and that's number 75, Kamal Williams, senior offensive lineman, coming out of the game here for the Raiders. 7:24 remaining, 3rd down and 9 from about the 28-yard line for Gertie's, the quarterback, stepping in. He's got Watkins in the backfield.
So we start play again, 3rd and 9. Gertie's hasn't completed a pass here in the second half.
Yeah, he's looked a little bit off, John, to be starting this half, actually. Hasn't really made a good throw yet, even.
He's got Ruppel on the slot on the near side, Grant by the sideline. 2 receivers split to the left. Watkins in motion. Going to go to Watkins on that lead screen to the 35, maybe the 34. It's a gain of 5. Not enough for the first down.
Yeah, I don't mind that kind of play at this stage in the game. They're controlling time of possession. Watkins has shown the ability, John, to convert those types of plays. And so I think you put the ball in the hands of Watkins on a safe passing play for Gertie's in 3rd and long, and you see maybe he can make a man miss and get you that first down. I know it didn't work out, but I'm okay with that kind of play call, and it won't give, if they get a decent punt here, should give it, at least push Centennial back where they've got to work hard to get down the field.
And I like the fact that he throws it a little bit in front of Watkins, allowing him to not hesitate by having to stop and get the ball.
Yeah, got a nice head of steam on it. The defense was just ready for it, and he'll come up about 3 yards short. 6 of 10 remaining here in the 3rd, about halfway through the 3rd quarter.
Going to punt, and Centennial will get it back. Trout going to see a fair catch called, and Dickey's got it at the 25.
Yeah, Dickey was, I'm sure he got an earful from last half, John. He had another punt that was a high one like that in the first half that he did not fair catch and got pretty well drilled. And I'm sure he's being told in a 1-point game like this, take the safe route. You got the defense bearing down on you like that, and that should be the way to go. We're being told also cramping for Alpharetta's Elijah Fills, who is out of the game. So apparently, even though the temperature is broken, it's been one of those kind of nights. Guys are got to get hydrated and stay ready for the heat here.
Under 6 minutes left in the 3rd. 7-6, favor of Centennial. They got the football. Boersma going to throw. Now he has to tuck it down. Now he just gets it out, and that's another dangerous pass.
Oh, Brosmer, he avoided the rush, but Stanton was still coming behind him. He was coming hard, and he kind of winged it out there. But, man, there was a linebacker between him and his target, and he's lucky that thing didn't get picked up for 6.
We've seen a couple of very poor, ill-advised attempts trying to force it somewhere.
Yeah, and he hasn't had great blocking. You know, it's really been number 7 on this near side defensive end, this left side defensive end, Jack Stanton. He's been one of their top players all night and all season long, and he has been wrecking the offensive line.
2nd down and 10, Brosmer. Dickey to his left. Looking, now coming to the near side. Nice place to Mason. 35, Mason's got some room. 40, one man to beat, and dragged down out past midfield at the 46.
Yeah, nothing fancy on that play. Just a little wide receiver kind of slant screen type of play, and Mason makes him pay for it. He just, very reminiscent of the touchdown earlier this game by Shaw. Nothing. Brosmer didn't have to throw the ball too deep down the field or anything, but he gets the nice completion for about 30 yards.
3 catches for Drake Mason for about 40 yards. Now, Brosmer. Packett's coming with him, but here comes the rush, and down he goes, and he goes down hard.
And guess who? Number 7, Stanton, but he was flushed out of the pocket there by 45, Jordan Leslie. Leslie and Stanton are having great games for the Alpharetta D tonight.
Loss of about 2 makes it 2nd and 12.
Yeah, Leslie pushed him out, came off this side. We've seen a lot of very interesting plays where where they've been kind of stunting along that defensive line and getting Stanton open that way.
Ball on the far hash. Centennial going left to right across your monitor. Brosmer will hand off to Dickey, and the rush comes in hard. Jackson Michaels with the tackle. Jackson Michaels brought him down, another loss of about 5.
Yeah, 3rd and 15 coming up here, just under 5 minutes remaining.
As looks like they put a table right near us, and my backpack was getting soaked. I don't know.
No, you're fine. You're fine. You're fine. It's 4:35 remaining. 3rd and 15. Brosmer back to pass. Defense is coming in. Stanton again, and Stanton blows it up.
Yeah.
Man, he's been a wrecking ball. We have not had a defensive player of the week, but Jack Stanton is throwing his hat in the ring. He may be our first defensive player of the week. He has been destroying the offensive line for the Knights.
Exactly, and I see the trainer racing up, and I think we got another cramp issue for Alpharetta after Stanton just sacks Brosmer. I mean, that line for Alpharetta defensive line was coming in hard. It's Jackson Michaels on the tackle. I'm sorry, Jackson Michaels is the hurt player for the Raiders, the 3rd such injury here in this quarter, and we're at 4:20 remaining.
Yeah, we are joined, as we are always, by our friends at Hot 107.9 and the Dirty Boys. They invade the best games this season with their Friday Night Highlights High School Football Tour, powered by Sportal TV. For more information on schedule, teams, highlights, visit hotspotatl.com. 4:20 remaining here in this 3rd quarter. It is 7-6. That's been our score since just second. No, really no seconds left at the end of the half. Looks like the Alpharetta player jogging off. That's number 11, Jackson Michaels. He was in on that sack. And this is going to set up 4th and a mile, 4th and 26 from their own 38 here.
Yeah, they got chased back on the other side of the 50. It's at the 38. Their own 38. They got to get it to the opposing 36. So again, yeah, 4th and 26. That's what you get when you put the numbers together. Ruppel will get this punt from
It's been a
Centennial.
great defensive effort. Jordan Leslie and number 45, Jack Stanton, number 7, have just been wrecking this offensive line for the Knights, and Brosmer's had no time to throw the ball.
The kick from, I believe that's Barton, caught by Ruppel right at him at the 30. Ruppel gets chased back, gets a block, comes to the 35. It's going to come back though. 45, 50, cross midfield. Now tries to cut back to the middle. Brought down to 24, about a block in the back penalty. Back
I
in the
saw
32.
them call that block in the back, but from this vantage point, it looked like he got him square in the chest. The Alpharetta sideline doesn't like the call at all, and from where we're standing, it sure looked like he got him clean, but apparently the officials said it was enough. They're showing the replay on the board. Let's hear the groans from the crowd. They've got a beautiful replay board up here in Raiders Stadium. Ruppel with a big run, but it's coming all the way back, and that'll push him back to about 25-yard line, most likely.
Yeah, I think they need to white balance it. The red Alpharetta jerseys looked a little purple on that monitor. It looked like I was watching the Vikings instead of the Falcons. So that is going to get marked. Spot foul from the 32 will back him up probably to the 17-yard line. And a great run back by Ruppel, which would have put them in beautiful field position. Well, it goes by the boards here in this game.
Yeah, tough spot. Gertie's going to have to go to work back there, but he will get set up here. Today's game brought to you by Sportal TV. The Sportal TV YouTube channel has the best live broadcasts, highlights, and features on high school sports. Subscribe now. Sportal TV on YouTube. Hit that subscribe button. Every week we produce a Top Plays highlight video. Do you want to see your favorite team on Top Plays video next week? Send us your best highlights via Twitter DM or tag at SportalSpace, and you might see your favorite team on Sportal TV.
1st and 10 from the 17-yard line. Again, both these squads 2-0 in the region. Both teams defeat Pope Greyhounds, and they're in action against Dunwoody. Looks like they've got a 26-0 lead over the Wildcats. That's in the 3rd quarter of that one. We'll run down some scores a little later on in the broadcast. As on 1st down, we got a new quarterback. He's going to go to Watkins, and Watkins is off to the races. 50, 40, but coming down and dragging him.
Preston Powell made a touchdown-saving play. Watkins just busted it straight up the middle.
That's a gain of about 59 yards for Watkins. And our new quarterback, Bradley Rowlinson, number 10, he's in the ball game. And he says, give it to Watkins. However, we got an injured man. That's Centennial's Dexter Benjamin back at his 38.
Yeah, we thought we might see Rollinson here in the second half. Not because Gerties is playing bad, John, just as a change of pace. He's a little bit more of the running style quarterback. And wow, I mean, Watkins just broke that thing right up the middle and took it for almost 50 yards. What a great play. He's been playing fantastic all night. He's been fighting for yards. They haven't given him much to work with, and he's made the best of it yet again here, and that'll set him up at about the 34-yard line as the Raiders offense will go to work here with 3:47 remaining in the quarter.
And with one play, they kind of erased all those penalty yards because Ruppel had him situated with terrific field position. And now they got it back at the 34.
Yeah, still dealing with injury out there, a little bit of a timeout. See the coaches for the Raiders having a lengthy conversation with the officials on the near sideline. Not sure what that's about, but we'll see if our man down on the scene, Chuck Jones, can get us some info on what the Raiders coaches are saying down there. Still number 11, number 10, Rollinson in there?
Yep, no, let me see. I think it is. I don't think they switched out. Yep, it's still number 10, Bradley Rollinson. And he's got Watkins with him, as Bo Johnson was telling us, primarily more of the running quarterback out of these two. Gertie's more of the pass-oriented.
Well, let's see if they go back to the hot hand. Watkins just ripped off a big run. They may just keep feeding him here.
3:37 on the clock. That's what they're going to do. And he's going to got another one. 25, 20, 10.
Nah, it's coming back. They're going to get Joshua Grant for this, really a takedown, almost a WWE-style takedown. It's not going to get him there, but it's not going to go all the way back. That block down, the illegal block there was at about the 20-yard line, so it should put him about the 30. But, our man on the sideline told us, Chuck Jones said that the Raiders' offensive coaches were saying we just need to keep wearing down the Knights, wearing them down. And, John, that's what it feels like out here. The Knights are just tired. They've been on defense the whole game, it feels like.
I was just about to mention that. You read my mind, Brian, as that's what it seems like. They're getting those big gaps with 3:28 remaining here in the third quarter. And we've seen both teams for both players cramping up, definitely.
Yeah, it's not even a hot night, John. We've dealt with 90-degree temperatures pretty much all 6 weeks of our Game of the Week schedule. It's kind of a cool and comfortable night here, but I think it's just all this pounding and the long time that the Centennial Knights team has been on the field. We're not keeping track of time of possession, but it is heavily, heavily weighted in the Raiders' favor. And Rollinson's going to go to work here again.
3:28 and counting.
I keep feeding Watkins. He's been the man so far on this drive.
And that's exactly what they're going to do. And Centennial's ready this time, although Watkins is still going to get some yards to the 25. Gain of 5.
Come up just a little short. He'll set up a second about 1. But, wow, Watkins just seems to be getting stronger as this game's going on. Everybody else is looking tired out there. He looks fresh and ready to roll.
Second down and 1. As Centennial will put 4 on the line. Same receiving.
Yeah, Knights are going to have to bring something up here to try to slow down Watkins. They're going to have to bring an extra guy into the box or something. They've already got 8 guys in the box. What are they going to do here?
3 on the far side. Slocum is your slot receiver. Instead, it's Watkins.
First down.
Yep, he'll get the first. Maybe a yard more, but no, I think they'll probably get it to 24. That's the one he needed.
Yeah, Watkins just keeps banging. They're getting him a little bit of a crease, and it's been more than enough for him to get these first downs. And it just feels like he could bust another one at any given moment here.
And once again, if my stats are correct, Watkins is the only one of Alpharetta who has gotten positive yardage this half. Looks like he got the only reception of the half, and he's drawn his number for every rush.
Yeah, Rollinson's been in there. We thought he'd be the running quarterback. All he's had to do so far is hand it off.
Well, he's not going to now. He's going for the end zone, looking for Grant. And
oh!
Incomplete.
Bobbled it. He had a chance at making a spectacular circus catch in the corner of the end zone. That was a nice throw by Rollinson. He got to put that ball on target and gave his man, a big wide receiver, 6'1", Joshua Grant, had a chance to make that catch and take the lead for him. Still down 7-6 here.
And that was Damari Chambers on the coverage.
Yeah, I'm thinking they're going to go back instead. Feed Watkins again. He's been the man so far this drive.
Well, he got a one-play rest. Nope. No, he does. Just very slow in developing. Won't get much on this
That
one.
was Mark Fleming, defensive lineman, senior, came in and blew that thing up before he got a chance to get going. That's the kind of penetration the Knights defense is going to have to get if they're going to slow this guy down, because once Watkins gets ahead of steam, he's hard to bring down.
Cedar Shoals 10, Clark Central 7. That's in the fourth quarter. It's 3rd and 11.
Yeah, Rallison's staying in, and he's, really hasn't had to do much this drive other than hand the ball off to Watkins. But we'll see what they do here on 3rd and long. 1:39 remaining here in the third.
Again, Gertie's quarterback from much of this football game, puts Ruppel in motion. Let's see if they look for him on a sideline route. Nope. Pocket collapses. Rollinson will have to go down.
He is going down, and that is, looked like number 28, Darius Johnson, and a couple of other guys for the Knights. These 3rd and long situations are just what Alpharetta's got to stay out of, and I guess they'll try a 45-yarder. They tried it at the end of the half. Looks like they're going to try to set something up for that again, yeah.
Well, this will give them the lead.
Yeah, Bryce Trout's going to try to kick one from 45.
He's already hit 2 today.
Unofficially, that'd probably be the long we've seen. I don't know. Maybe at the Kell game we saw some longer field goals, but 45 yards is legit at the high school level.
45-yard attempt. He's at a 24 and a 39. Again, it's on that left hash. Got to put it to the right. It's nowhere near enough.
No, I don't know if it got blocked or it was just a bad kick, but either way, that ain't going to do it. And we will stay at 7-6 with 38 seconds remaining in this third quarter. I can tell you a little bit about our Sportal Stars series filming tomorrow. Star defensive players from across the state will meet with Rennie Kern, former NFL and UGA star linebacker. Series will feature players such as Rashad Cheney Jr. from Cedar Grove, defensive end Justin Ebojbi from Forest Park High, both committed to Alabama Crimson Tide for next season. Also, University of Georgia Bulldogs commits linebacker J.D. Bertrand from Blessed Trinity and corner Justin Perry from Decula. Keep an eye out for this great series, Sportal Stars, dropping in October. Be a lot of fun. We're going to have a late finish tonight here, John, and an early start first thing tomorrow, filming over our office over at Battery Park as Max Brosmer gets ready to go here.
1st and 10. Brosmer looked like he wanted to throw, said he leaves it for Dickey. Dickey's got a little bit of room, and he made something out of nothing, Brian. I didn't think he was going to get much at all out of that one, but it's good enough for 4 yards.
Yeah, Dickey's been, he's trying to match some of the runs we've seen out of Watkins. Watkins has had that elusiveness tonight. He's been very effective. Dickey's had a harder time getting things going. Really, the offense for the Knights has just been stuck on the bench all night as the Alpharetta has really controlled time of possession.
But they've got the lead. They'll give them 5, 2nd down. Now a quick throw on second to Mason, and Mason will get 3. And that's going to take us to the end of the third quarter. That is our friend number 25, Dane Motley, on the tackle. And that's it for the third quarter. We'll have a 3rd down and 3 when we return.
Yeah, would you like to see your company's brand featured on Sportal TV? We still have sponsorship slots open for the remainder of the football season. We're now taking sponsors for our coverage of high school basketball across the state of Georgia. Get in touch with Sportal TV team now to connect your brand with high school athletes, coaches, and fans across the state. John, we will be live December the 8th with the Sportal Showcase, our basketball tip-off start to the season. We have 10 fantastic teams from all over Georgia coming together for a showcase day out at South Paulding High School out in the west side of Atlanta. Should be a lot of fun. Feature matchup will be Eagles Landing Christian, a Final Four team, and 1A Private taking on Grayson, a Final Four team from 7A. Our Sportal TV team was on the road all the last week or so, out seeing the schools that will be joining us at the Sportal Showcase. Look for some content coming from us here soon from Sportal TV.
As the table collapses to our right. Anyway, yes, looking forward to that. This should be a great kickoff to our basketball coverage. We're still putting it together. Look at Sportal TV, and you'll get a full schedule as soon as it is available, as soon as it's released. And you can see us as we travel all over the metro area of Atlanta, giving you the best of Georgia high school basketball, one of the top talent-producing states in terms of collegiate talent.
Yeah, we know where we'll be for football, John. Next week we'll be at Harrison Hoyas, number 3 in the coaches poll, taking on Alatoona Buccaneers. Should be a good one next Friday on Sportal TV. Here we go. Start of the fourth quarter.
3rd and short. Little dump pass, and it's almost complete through the hands of the intended target. And you know, Brian, I was just going to say that all Centennial needs to do is get some first downs to try and extend this game, extend the clock. but they couldn't do it on that little third short. I thought they might try Dickey, but looking for Shaw, couldn't find him.
Well, and that's another short possession for the offense, and that's going to put this very tired Centennial Knights defense back out on the field. I wish we'd been keeping the stats on it, but it's got to be 2/3 in favor of the Raiders here in terms of controlling time of possession. It's been a long night for the Knights as they go to punt here from their own 15.
Trying to get it over Ruppel's head, takes a bounce, comes back and is downed by the Knights at the 37-yard line.
Yeah, Ruppel was kind of bummed out at that one. I think he saw it coming at him in a line drive. It was kind of knuckling towards him. He had to let it go. They'll set up here 1st and 10 with 11:47 remaining here in the fourth. It's been a great game, 7-6. Defensive struggle. Keep an eye out there as the Raiders defense trots onto the field. Number 7, Jack Stanton. Number 45, Jordan Leslie. Both these guys were in our pregame notes from our scouting team, John, and they have played fantastic tonight.
Yes, they have, and it's going to be Rollinson back out to lead the offense. We should ask Chuck Jones on the sidelines what precipitated the change.
Yeah, we'd heard from our advanced team that they use both of these quarterbacks, and sure enough, they've got them both in there.
Well, watch Watkins, who's behind Rollinson and to his right. That's probably where they're going to go. Again, it is in the fourth quarter. Sure enough, that's where it's going, right up the middle, dragging everybody for about 7 yards.
Yeah, and you got to believe they're going to keep feeding Watkins. You know, they talked about wearing down this defense, and Watkins he just looks stronger and stronger as this game reaches into the fourth quarter. He's done a great job of running hard between the tackles. Smaller guy, but man, he is running hard out there.
2nd down and 3. Clock not a factor yet.
Yeah, Raiders are going to have to get some points here at some point.
Watkins again.
Oh, bottled up. Woo.
Yeah, nothing there. There's just a white wall in front of him. Mark Mason, number 57, leading the charge for Centennial. It'll bring up a 3rd down and 4.
Yeah, still 11 minutes left here, so plenty of time for the Raiders. They don't have to get too exotic. Try to keep getting the ball into your playmakers. We haven't seen Ruppel get opportunities yet. Might be a good try here to give Rollinson a nice, safe pass, try to get a ball out into the flat to Ruppel and see if Ruppel can get him a 1st down.
Again, only Watkins has gotten positive yardage in this half. Rollinson had the ball once and got sacked, and the one completion for Rollinson went to Watkins for about 5 yards. He's going to put Watkins out in motion. Will they go there on a screen? Watkins jumps up for no apparent reason. Now he's not in position, so Rollinson's going to have to take it himself.
Yeah, it looked like a little miscommunication. If Watkins had just kind of leaked, he would have been standing by himself at the 1st down marker. Rollinson was looking for him. He didn't get there. He wasn't able to get the block or hold the block, and that just led to a busted-up play. 4th and 3, and they're going to have to punt here. This is a 1-point game, 10 minutes remaining in the fourth. That was a lost opportunity, John. I think they could have easily had a 1st down if Watkins just leaked out to the 1st down marker.
Yeah, I wasn't sure why Watkins just ran out and jumped up like he was playing Super Mario Brothers, like he was a Super Mario Brother. Maybe he thought that it was a timing route and the ball was supposed to come at that point. But by then, like you said, Brian, the rhythm of the play completely gone, and Rollinson no choice but to take it himself. So another chance for the Knights. Dickey back at his own 21, 22-yard line. They step into a nice kick for Trout. Fair catch is signaled for at the 30.
You know, this is a Knights offense that's been putting up over 300 yards a game. They've got a top 10 passer in the state in Brosmer, and virtually all the offense has come on 2-3 plays. The 80-yard touchdown pass early in the game from Brosmer to Shaw and a couple of other short passes. This Alpharetta Raiders defense has done a fantastic job. Keep an eye on this possession here. The Raiders, how they bring Jack Stanton, Leslie, and maybe Motley into play. They've been really making things happen for this Raiders defense and have kept this explosive Knights offense under check.
13th meeting between these two. Centennial's won 8 of them. They won last year. Alpharetta had a 2-game streak before that. On 1st down, Brosmer completion, finds his man, can't make the curl turn. And down at about the 37, 36, went for Mason.
Drake Mason. Another short pass. You know, he doesn't have the time to try to get this ball down the field. All of his passes have been inside of 10 yards pretty much, or right at that 10-yard line or less. So he hasn't been able to even throw intermediate routes because he just doesn't have that blocking up front.
I got about 48 yards for Mason on 5 catches. 9 minutes left, 7-6. Centennial in ball control mode. They just want 1st downs. And they'll get one off that completion. Probably the same route, probably the same target. And sure enough, it's Mason. Another 5 yards.
Yeah, and that's a nice play. He just kind of went out there a little bit past the stick. Brosmer makes a nice, easy pitch and catch, and there's a first down. Move those sticks just under 9 minutes. Tick, tick, tick in favor of the Knights.
Still plenty of time, but let's see how many first downs Centennial can get here. They'd love to have a score, make it a two-possession game. Cal Dickey trying to come to the near side, stops, tries to cut upfield. I see that number 25 Motley there, but it's going to be a gain of 3.
Yeah, really haven't been able to get anything going on the ground. They're going to have to keep throwing the ball if they're going to move the chains and try to add a little insurance to this 1-point lead they're sitting on here at 8:38 remaining in the game.
Well, we got some finals trickling in, but Newton 17, South Gwinnett 7. That's at the end of the third quarter. Marist won big, so I think 59-7 over Chestatee. We got a flag down here, face mask on Alpharetta. It's only a 5-yarder, an inadvertent penalty, but it should be enough for the first down. Ball's at the 49 of Centennial. 8:38 to go. They start the clock. Centennial brings in Kevon Angry. Jack Barton takes a seat. I'm sorry, that is Rakevian Mathis, number 6. Now the clock stops with 8:31. Officials doing a timeout. Jerry Kelly leading this crew tonight. And he's talking it over. Again, Jerry Kelly wearing the white hat. Jerry Terrell's the umpire. Linesman Mark Alexander. Isaac Gooden, the line judge. Field judge Cedric Cooper. Side judge Zarek Suggs. Daryl Whitfield, the back judge. And it's Anthony Breaux, B-R-E-A-U-X, running the clock. But pronounced Bro, B-R-O. I bet he's a very popular man at frat parties. First and 10 at the 49 as we get back to
8:30 left
this.
here. 1-point game still. Centennial has been getting a couple of first downs now on this drive. Brosmer's just got to keep those chains moving. If he can get them down there for an insurance score, it's going to put a lot of pressure. We have not seen the Alpharetta Raiders being able to really move the ball in chunks. It's all been kind of run plays, little swing passes, 5-10 yards at a time. So if he can get a score here, chunk a little bit more time off, put a lot of pressure on the Raiders to try to find some kind of explosive offense in the waning moments of this game.
Alpharetta visits North Atlanta next week. Centennial, they're on the road to play Chattahoochee. Johns Creek lurking for both these schools down in late October.
That should be a good finish to this region championship. Both these teams undefeated, as is Johns Creek. The winner of this game will go into a tie for the lead with Johns Creek at 3-0 in the region.
24-14 Creekview over Sequoia after 3. It's first and 1. Going to the nearest far side, looking for Mason, and gets him on a nice hip catch.
Wow, what a great play. They finally got the protection they needed. Brosmer able to go deep down the sideline, and that'll set up first down at the 15-yard line for the Knights.
And that is another completion to Drake Mason, who has become up big here in this second half. Only 2 catches in the first half. That's his 5th here in the second for 7 overall.
They gave Brosmer a clean pocket that time, John, and he was able to just kind of sit back, float it out there, and let Drake Mason go get it for him.
We're at 8 minutes to go. Brosmer dials his own number. We got a flag, probably a hold.
It's going to be a hold. That's going to set up first and 20 on them. For the Knights here. That's a painful penalty because they were moving the ball so nicely. We've seen Brosmer with these little kind of scoot runs up the middle. He was effective on that play, but apparently there was a hold or maybe an offsides call there.
Hebron Christian, Downs Lakeview, 51-14.
Let's see what the call is here from the referees.
Illegal.
Holding, yep. Sure enough. Just like we thought, that'll set up first and long from about the 25, 26, 25-yard line.
Yeah, see where the official stops.
Under 8 minutes, still a 1-point game. Knights nursing this 1-point lead. It's been the same score, 7-6, since halftime. We had the touchdown pass and the beginning of the second quarter by Shaw.
Yeah, that was looking at my.
Trying to find the time on that one. Here we go. Back to action.
Yeah, it was about I would say about 9:30, 9:45 left in the second quarter because it came very quickly after that first field goal by Trout. On first down and long. Brosmer, he's got a wide man open, Fairley, touchdown!
That's what we've been looking for. Brosmer gets the protection he needs, and he finds Freddie Fairley wide open. Great move to the outside, and they have just busted this thing open. That makes it 13-6. They'll try to tack on the extra point. Great throw, beautiful route. Fairley found himself wide open in the end zone for the TD with 7:34 remaining.
And now the extra point opportunity. That's Fairley's third catch of the half, and Brosmer's just kind of turned it up a notch this half.
Yeah, he's had a very effective drive here. He's finally getting the protection he needed, and maybe this Raiders defense has been tired of chasing him all night.
I've got 10 completions for Brosmer in this half, as Barbas puts the extra point on.
14-6 is your score with 7:34 remaining in the fourth. Today's game is brought to you by Sportal TV. The Sportal TV YouTube channel has the best live broadcast highlights and features on high school sports. Subscribe now to Sportal TV on YouTube. Raiders are going to take possession of this ball here, down 14-6. They've struggled to get the ball in the end zone. They've only managed field goals and field goal attempts. Coach Nichols is going to have to try to pull something out of his hat here. Will he go, John, back to his quarterback from the first half? That was Gerties, or will he stick with Rollinson, who's been in for a good chunk of this third quarter? We'll see what Coach Nichols has got up his sleeve here. 7:34 remaining, needing a touchdown and a two-point conversion to tie this thing up.
Exactly, 14-6. Touchdown, two-point conversion. Mentioned this is the 13th meeting between these two. They've played each other every year since 2006. Centennial won last year, stopping an Alpharetta two-game win streak. But before that, Centennial had won 5 straight. And they're looking to make it 6 out of the last 8 with a victory here today. And certainly, Alpharetta would be definitely hamstrung if they want to get a home game in the playoffs. A squibber and racing out of bounds is Ethan Leonard.
Yeah, and they'll take over at about the 30-yard line, 7.5 minutes left. There's still tons of time here. You don't have to get it back on one play, but you got to find a way to move the ball down the field and punch it in. They failed to score 3 times in the red zone tonight. In terms of touchdowns, they've had to settle for field goals and field goal attempts. And now it's on. They got to find something. Let's see which quarterback trots out. Will it be number 16, William Gerties, or number 10, Bradley Rollinson?
It's the latter. Bradley Rollinson comes on out. 1st and 10 at the 28. 7:27 on the clock here in the fourth quarter.
Look at Watkins, number 2. He's been getting better and better as this game has worn on, and the defensive line for the Knights has gotten more and more tired.
Still plenty of time. They're not in panic mode. Sure enough, it's Watkins. But Watkins is going to have to do something about those front holes. There wasn't there, but still gets 3 yards.
Yeah, just kind of bulling ahead. That's been effective for them so far tonight. But that's all they got for it. Was maybe 3. It'll set up 2nd and 7. Clock running, just about 7 minutes remaining here in this game. 14-6. Still your score from Raider Stadium.
2nd down and 7. After 3 quarters, Collins Hill 41, Duluth 3. As Rollinson looks to the sideline, 3 receivers split to the near side. That's Ruppel.
He's got opportunity to try to go over the top on this outside play if they want to try to throw it deep here.
Grant, I believe, is split the top, sent to the near side. And just off the turf makes the catch. And that's number 24, Austin Frazier. And down goes Frazier at the first down
John,
marker
if they
at
had
the 38.
replay out there, it looked to me like it hit the turf. I know we're not in the best position to make that call. The referee was right behind it. But that was not a good throw. He was wide open there, and that was a good opportunity to get some yards. And they got the first down, but they were lucky there.
Ball at about the 38 and a half, 6:35 to go. Rollinson again, Watkins behind him, 3 at the top. 1 at the bottom is Ruppel. It's Watkins on first down. And again, just trying to explore the middle. But Centennial must have gotten a second wind over there on the bench.
Yeah, the defensive line has really stepped up these last 2 drives and bottled up Watkins a bit. So, you know, he was getting those yards. Those yards were turning into 6, 8, 10-yard runs earlier in the third and the beginning of the fourth. And now here in the fourth quarter when it matters, Watkins is getting bottled up on this drive. Let's see where they go next time.
2nd and 7. He's going to throw. No, he's going to hand off on the replay option. Oh, but they're right there.
That looked like number 18, Mark Fleming.
Yep, it was Mark Fleming again. And I think someone else came to the other side, and they are slow to getting everybody up. And I think somebody is slow to get up. This is going to be an injury timeout.
That's Watkins down there, number 2. Yep, no, they're just kind of wrapped up with it. No, he's staying down on the ground a little bit.
And that is going to definitely hurt, as Watkins has been the main source of
he's
their
popping
offense.
up. He's okay.
Yeah.
He's okay. I think he just kind of got turned up a little bit in there. It looks like he got tied up with number 65, big offensive lineman, Jose Lazada. And he'll trot over to the sideline slowly, still walking okay. 5:47 left. 14-6 is your score here from Raider Stadium. They'll take a quick injury timeout. We will be live next week as the Harrison Hoyas host the Alatoona Bucks. Should be a good game. Hoyas led by QB Gavin Hall, running back David Roberts, wide receiver Micah Davis. Look for the Bucks to be led by their senior running back Daniel Parsons. Friday night, October 5th, 7:30 p.m. SportalTV.live.
Well, 3rd down and 8, 5:47 remaining. Clock is starting to become a concern. Not really major concern as of yet, but boy, you don't want to leave Centennial the ball back in this situation. Chance to take a couple minutes off the clock. Rollinson moving in the pocket, still moving, throws, and just kind of throws it away. He was looking for Cherry, but instead just throws it at his feet. 4th down and long, they'll have to punt.
Yeah, I think he might have. I know it was a long way to go to get to the first down sticks, John, but I think he should have just taken off and tried to run it. He was never really set on that throw. He went backwards, he went forward, he went backwards again. He never really set his feet, and the ball came out wrong and just sort of bounced its way over to the receiver. Never really had a chance on that play. 5:38 left. They're going to have to punt now. 4th down and about 8 from their own 40-yard line. Alpharetta Raiders are going to need a big stop quick here. Max Brosmer seemed to have it going on that last drive.
It's a bad snap. Just getting it underway is Trout. And it'll take a very good Alpharetta bounce and stop at the 20.
Now Brosmer will take over here on offense with 5:26 remaining in this game, nursing an 8-point lead now. Nice position to be in with a good senior quarterback who's committed to University of New Hampshire. So this guy knows what he's doing. He's one of the top returning QBs in the state.
As you said, going to New Hampshire.
Yeah, I think I mentioned earlier in the broadcast I bumped into him and his family when they were going on their last visit up to University of New Hampshire. Came back home after that visit from the campus up there and dropped his commitment. So he is excited to be going up to UNH and will be playing up there next year.
It continues the tradition of Centennial sending their quarterbacks up to the Northeast. Earlier this decade, their quarterback Chase Rosenberg went to Hamilton College. And now on 1st down, Brosmer's going to take it himself, get it for about 3-4 yards to the 24.
Yeah, nice, safe little play. Brosmer's been effective when he's ran. He hasn't run very much, but he's been effective. We're seeing Gertie's warming up over on the sideline on our near side. Maybe he might be coming back on here with 5 minutes left when the Alpharetta gets another chance. We'll see. Crowd's tense out here as the clock kicks under 5 minutes. 14-6 is your score.
It's getting a little antsy as the Alpharetta crew seated behind us, all their fans. On 2nd down, Brosmer will leave it for Dickey. And Dickey will push it to the 28 and gain of 4, 3rd and short.
Yeah, 3rd and about 3 maybe here for Centennial. Brosmer's been really dangerous throwing the ball over the top. Alpharetta kind of selling out now to stop these run plays. That should give Brosmer a chance to try to work something with his receivers if they want to go for the jugular here. Let's see.
3rd down and 2. Centennial would need a big 1st down here to keep things going. Brosmer's going to take it himself. Gets behind the blocker. He will get that 1st down.
Yes, he does. Nice run by Brosmer. He's been a really effective runner when he's run the ball. He hasn't done it much, but he's been able to take those little creases that are there for him and get him in.
1st and 10 now at the 33. 4:29 remaining. Now things are getting interesting for Alpharetta. The nerves are starting to build up a little bit.
Yeah, not at the point where they got to start calling timeouts yet, but they've got to get a stop and get it fast. Let's see if Jack Stanton, Motley, and the crew can get a stop here, can make a play.
You got Michaels on the line. He's back in after getting cramping issues earlier in the 3rd quarter.
Yeah, Stanton kind of standing up on that left defensive end spot over there, showing all kinds of different looks on the front. Stanton now gets down. Michaels gets down.
And Brosmer throws an out pattern complete to Shaw. Shaw goes backwards.
Nice tackle.
Cam Dorsey.
Yeah, rode him to the ground out there, and that's going to set up 2nd and real long. He lost about 5 yards on that play.
But the clock's going to go. It's under 4 minutes.
Tick, tick, tick. It's working in the Knights' favor now. 3:48 and counting. Brosmer's doing a nice job of nursing the clock and letting it run before he gets up there and calls his plays.
And more importantly, keeping Centennial defensive unit on the sideline so they can get a rest for when Alpharetta gets the ball back, if the Raiders get the ball back. 3:30. 3:25. Dickey. And nothing doing, just working the clock now. They know that, I think.
Not a bad time to think about a timeout here in 3rd and a mile. They're going to run the clock down on you if you don't. They're still sitting on 3 timeouts here, but Alpharetta's going to let it run. Centennial's done a good job of nursing the clock here. 3:05 now.
Parkview defeats Norcross 28-0. Cairo 46, Columbus 7. That's a final. And it's 3rd down here and 15.
Yeah, 2:50 remaining now here. Brosmer nursing it. He's keeping him every last second. I don't know where the play clock is.
I don't know where it is. It might be behind those trees to our left, out of our side line of sight. Now a pitch to Dickey. Dickey to the 30, 32.
They managed to stay in bounds there. So now they're going to use the timeout. Alpharetta calling the timeout with 2:33 left. They're going to get the ball back, down by 8. Going to have to try to make something happen. I saw Gertie's number 16. He's warming up on the sideline again now. Let's see if he's the man coming back out for him. He seemed a little more effective, John, in the first half throwing the ball.
And also Dickey's had a substantial, Gertie's has had a substantial rest. So he should be fresh.
Yeah, they appear to be bringing him in. I see him huddling up with the offensive line now. He's kind of extorting the team, trying to get them excited, patting everybody on the back, trying to get them pumped up to get out there and make something happen.
Looking around, Chuck Jones is down on the sideline. He just periscoped a view from the end zone. Part of our multimedia coverage of this game here on Sportle TV. I'm John Morgo alongside Brian Werner. You've heard from Bo Johnson and Joseph, our producer. Full crew here today, bringing you this ball game, and we'll be on the road next week. Harrison High School in the Marietta area. They take on the Allatoona Buccaneers.
Yeah, another big region game, another game that's really going to determine playoff seeding and standing. So here we go. Centennial to punt with 2:33 left.
Ripple at his own 40, and it's going to go over his head. Ripple's going to escort the ball, see what it does. It takes a Centennial bounce and will stop near the 20. 2:22 on the clock.
You got to believe last gasp here for the Raiders, Alpharetta Raiders, the home team here. The crowd it's kind of gotten quiet out here, John. They were excited. They were amped up. I heard a lot of noise before, and they've just struggled offensively to move the football. It's really only been Kevin Watkins who's been effective. Ruppel, number 13, had a good first half for him. Got some nice receptions, but he's been quiet here in the second half.
And looking over the scores from the last 3 games in this rivalry, 2015, Centennial won 38-30. 2016, 38-35. And then last year, 34-31 with Alpharetta. So
yeah, Coach Nichols has got to be really excited with the way his defense is played. He just needs something on the offensive side to push this thing to overtime. 2:19 left.
And it's going to be Gertie's. Let's see if he's got his second win. He's got Watkins right behind him. 3 receivers to the near side, 1 up top. Gertie's is going to throw on first down. Now the pocket collapses, gets out of a jersey tackle, goes to the far side, and is dragged down inbounds by Jaden Young.
Yeah, he was fighting for the sideline, trying to get the clock to stop. No luck. We are going tick, tick, tick. 2:04, 2:03. Under 2 minutes now, down still 14-6. And it's 2nd down and 8. Gertie's was not able to get the block in. The pocket collapsed on him, and he had to try to scramble for something. Didn't get anything out of it.
Under 2 minutes to go. Now Gertie's is going to throw again. He's got time. Now pocket collapses. He's on the move. Here comes the rush. He tucks it, trying to get to that sideline. Can't make it. That's number 20, Sylvester Mathis.
Sylvester Mathis with a great tackle from behind. I think the crowd wanted some kind of horse collar type of call. They're not going to get it. And this clock is rolling. Alpharetta not taking the timeout. 1:30 now, and it's still rolling.
84 seconds remaining. Last gasp. Right now, it's not enough for the game to for them to get a touchdown. They got to worry about keeping possession. Little out pattern to Watkins. Watkins finds a seam, gets the first down to the 40, and he's pushed out of bounds. Great tackle.
Preston Powell saved the touchdown there. Watkins has been their best offense all night. They got to keep feeding him, John. They got to keep feeding number 2 Watkins. If they're going to get this thing down the field, it's going to have to be Kevin Watkins with the plays. And that stopped the clock there. He got out of bounds, I think, at 1:07. Or are they going to reset this and let it roll?
I thought he got out of bounds, personally. But yes, 1:07 to go. Big play to Watkins. Again, Watkins, pretty much the only player who's been able to move the ball. There was Frazier that one time, and
Yeah,
Gertie's
Ruppel in the first half, but nothing since.
put a man in motion, flag down.
Offsides. Yep, going to be offsides against the Raiders. That's going to back them up. 1:06
That was,
is your time remaining here.
I believe, Frazier was in motion.
That's going to back them up. They don't need that.
No, not now. With 1:06 to go, back to the 38.
Yeah, Gertie's just not getting the kind of time to put the ball down the field. They're going to have to stick with these shorter passing plays and use number 2, Watkins. He's been their man all night long. They're going to have to keep feeding him if they're going to keep moving this ball and give themselves a chance to get a score. Gertie's can't get the pocket protection to go down the field to his wide receivers.
First down and 15 from the 38. Sticks Frazier in motion. Gertie's looking over the middle. Fires a bullet. And it's caught! It was caught!
That's Jaden Slocum.
Yeah, Slocum somehow came through that.
Yeah, sophomore wide receiver. We haven't said his name all night. It looked like it was going to get picked off. He threw it into double coverage, but Slocum comes up with it with a big catch to remove the chains. 56 seconds, and the clock's going to start running. Nope, there's a Centennial Knights player down on the field.
Damari Chambers down. I thought Chambers either got a hand on it, picked it off, but no, Slocum came through on a great pickup. Call it maybe about 15, 16, 17 yards or so.
Yeah, he threw that into a dangerous spot, John. There were 2 Centennial Knights defenders there. Slocum somehow came away with the ball. Big reception, moves the chains, and we've got a Knights player down in the middle of the field. I didn't catch a number.
It was Damari Chambers, number
7. Number 7, Jamari Chambers. We've said his name a few times tonight, an effective player in the secondary for the Knights. We've heard a number of the players have been cramping in this heat. Not really the hot, certainly not the hottest we've seen. We've seen a lot hotter out there. Chambers is coming off. He definitely looks like he's suffering from some type of cramping out there as well.
Well, Brian, it's been a very efficient drive. They got the ball with 2 minutes left. Now here they are with
best offense we've seen all night for the Raiders. Let's see if they can finish the deal.
Just under a minute to go. Ball at the 43. 2 timeouts still in.
Clock's going to run because he was downed in bounds. Yep, clock is moving.
Yep. Man in motion is Ruppel. Looking to the offside to Grant. He's got him. Grant trying to get out of.
Oh, that's a horse collar. No.
It was a jersey tackle. Hey,
okay.
Jaden Young got him by the jersey and brought him down.
Hearing from Chuck Jones down by the sideline. Chambers was hit by his own man. That's what knocked him out.
That's a gain of 5 to Grant.
Yeah, Grant's had an okay game. He's been able to make things happen in the secondary, and looks like we've got a timeout called on the field.
Yeah, probably Alpharetta. They have one more with 41.3 seconds remaining. A great ending to this one. Definitely one of the better endings we've had all season. This one's going to go down to the wire here on the Sportal TV Game of the Week. Again, we'll be at Allatoona at Harrison next week, so looking forward to seeing those 2 squads go at it. Again, Harrison losing Justin Fields, but they haven't missed a step.
No, they reloaded. They're up to number 3 in our coaches poll. Get you a look at the scoreboard here. 41.3 seconds left, 39 yards to go to pay dirt for the Raiders. Can they get him in there? Can William Gertie's, the junior quarterback, guide him down the field and get him the score they need here? Give him a chance at a 2-point conversion to tie this thing up.
Ball on the far hash at the 39. 1 timeout left.
Yeah, look for Watkins coming out of the backfield again. That's been their most effective offense.
As he's going deep, and that's caught by Grant.
Nice play by Grant. Grant just kind of threw the ball out there, and Grant went and grabbed that thing. First down, 32.7 seconds remaining.
Pick up a 15.
Gertie's got drilled back there, and he had to be helped up by one of his that was one of the offensive linemen, number 55, William Wagner, being helped up off the field. They're going to – looks like they're trying to substitute for him. They may be short an offensive lineman. Yeah, they may have to call a timeout here. Kamal Williams trying to get on for number 55. William Wagner had to come off. He was a little dinged up. 32 seconds. Clock's running. 30 seconds. Here we go. 27 seconds. Gertie's got to get the snap off. 25 seconds.
Gertie's calls for it. Gets it. He's going to throw to the near side for Ruppel's. Got him. Ruppel will not make the sideline. There's a flag.
Flag came flying in. That'll stop the clock. What a great break for the Raiders. Raiders still sitting on 2 timeouts, so they're going to have to start using them. 16.4 seconds left. 16.4 seconds. You can see it in the corner there. Down by 8. They need a touchdown on a 2-point conversion. See what the call is out there.
That was Malachi Cleveland with the tackle.
Looks like it's going to go holding.
Where's it going to go? On
Against
Alpharetta.
Oh, no. The Raiders are going to get backed up again.
Oh.
Painful penalty. 16.4 seconds left. Still sitting on 2 timeouts. They got a little bit of time here, but they're going to have to work it now from the 32-yard line.
So it's back to the 32. It's first down and 32.
They're going to call timeout here because the clock would have ran. The clock would have started running off the back of that penalty against the offense. So the Raiders are going to have to call timeout to stop the clock. They can't afford to have Gertie sitting at the line trying to call the play while this clock's running. Only 16.4 ticks left on the clock. Down by 8. Can Gertie's find the end zone? This drive, he's been real effective with Joshua Grant, number 87, 6'1", a bigger, tall receiver. Will he go back to him? Will he start working Robbie Ruppel? He had a good first half. Will it be the man of the night, Kevin Watkins? He's been their best offense. Let's see what Nichols dials up.
You know, Brian, it looked like on that pass play to Grant, like Centennial was playing prevent defense. They were willing to give up the completion, but they just wanted to keep Grant in front of them and not allow him either a route to the end zone or a route to the sidelines.
Yeah, and I think that's a good plan for the Centennial defense. They just got to keep him out of the end zone. Clock is their friend. Alpharetta now only 1 timeout, so they can work that, the interior part of the field if they want to, and that's really where they've had their best completions. But they can only do that one more time, John, and then that'll be the end.
So we'll say first and goal from the 32.
They can get a first down at the 14, but it's going to be real hard to do that and get out of bounds. Centennial in a definite prevent-style defense. They got a lot of defensive backs on the field.
4 rush. Gerties, here comes from behind, and he's hit right as he throws it. Is that still going to be complete to Grant?
Yes, it will. Yes, it will. They're going to have to use this timeout. 10 seconds. 10 seconds. This clock's going to start running. They're not calling timeout. They're going to try to spike it or maybe get a very quick playoff here.
Well,
8 seconds. 7 seconds.
And they do spike. Stops the clock with 6. The clock's still going. And about a second and a half went
I think
off.
the referees will get that fixed. I think it should be closer to 6.5, 6.8 seconds now. But, yeah, time is running out on this, on the Raiders offense here. Nice play. Looks like they're going to come up short of that first down. Someone from the Raiders just hit the ground on the offensive line side.
Yeah, that is number 65. That is
Jose
Lozada.
Lozada. Yeah, he's been dinged up off and on throughout the course of the night. I think the Knights are calling foul on this one. They're thinking that he may have taken a seat on purpose. It looked like he was fine, and then he ended up on his backside out there. But they're getting the trainer out there to take a look.
Well, there's not much they can do about it. I mean, the clock has stopped with 5.2 seconds to go on the spike.
They have 1 timeout, so if they get a quick playoff and it stays in bounds, they might get the time out before the clock expires. At this point, I think Gertie's has got to be looking at the end zone. It's been all underneath throws for him to be effective so far all night long and on this drive. I don't know if he's got the kind of arm to get this ball 25 yards into the end zone.
Well, let's look at my stats. He's gone to Grant 3 times for about 15 yards. Loving that 15-yard route to Grant, but that'll put it at about the 4.
It'd have to be a very fast 15-yard pass and a real quick timeout. Here we go with 5.2 seconds remaining.
They help Lozada off the field. And now here we go. Clock's going. 2 seconds. They're not going to get this off. Clock hit 0. There was a timeout on the field. The clock started, and no one seemed to be ready for it. I know Alpharetta wasn't ready for it.
No, I don't understand. They spiked the ball. Why is the clock running?
That's the one thing I don't get. They're going to have to put the time back on.
Yeah, the question will be whether Alpharetta retains their timeout or not. We were at 5.2 seconds before this clock mishap. Referees are going to have to get the information up to the clock operator at some point here.
Boy, that was just...
Still haven't seen the call on whether that's going to cost Alpharetta the timeout. They spiked the ball on that last play.
Exactly. The clock should go when they
on the snap.
Exactly.
Yeah, I don't have any idea why they put the ball down and started running the clock. I guess there was an injury situation, but it was after the spike. It doesn't make any sense that clock would be running. They're going to have to get this sorted out here.
Let's hear from Jerry Kelly. Well, he's not mic'd up, but he is talking to the clock operator.
Yeah, we're not going to get anything up here. They're going to have to get some time back on there. This is a high school field. I don't know how easily they're going to be able to tell the clock operator how to get it.
Well,
it is a whole long way from down there to up top. I'm guessing the referees are going to have to keep this themselves.
Probably. Now remember, the first half ended in a similar situation with a play going off with no time on the clock, and it looks like the game's going to end in the same sort of scenario. So this probably will
the
do
referees
it.
will have to keep the clock on their own watch down there. Now he's trying to signal it up to the booth to try to get it figured out. I think the Alpharetta coaches are calling it up to the booth. They have a multi-tiered press box
it's
up
about
here.
3 levels.
Yeah, it could be a long way from the clock to anybody up there that's got a microphone or walkie-talkie.
Yeah, the clock is on the first level. The film crew, student film crew, and Centennial coaches on the second level. And on the roof, you got the video equipment and the 6A, the fan crew. They are up there. And again, we got a pretty good location here on the concourse. I brought it down a bucket to sit on.
Yeah, we left our table and chairs at home. Normally
Exactly.
That's not something we worry about. We should have. We didn't get out in advance, scout the location, but it turned out great. We appreciate the hospitality here at Raiders Stadium. It's been a nice night here.
Most importantly, Brian, no rain.
Yes,
It's ironic. When we were at Lakewood, the rain hit the north end. Now that we're in the north end, the rain hit Lakewood.
Yep.
And I saw a video of Southwest DeKalb, their game, and it's just pouring where they are down at Halford. And I've got a nice 2-hour drive in front of me, joining the Reinhardt team up in Cleveland, Tennessee. So I'll be hitting the road as soon as this game gets over and look to be getting in at about 12:30. Luckily, it's a night game that Reinhardt is playing down over at Williamsburg, Kentucky with the University of the Cumberlands up there. A 6 p.m. start, so I'll have plenty of time to get a good night's sleep with the team up in Cleveland. But they put 5 seconds on the clock.
Should be 5.2. That's what we saw when they spiked the ball.
They need to get two, and actually,
and
Brian,
these
honestly,
2 tenths might matter.
Honestly, Brian, it should be 6.5.
That was really where it looked to us when the spike happened, but that wasn't what we saw in there. Oh, no, they're going to 6.
Now
nope, 5.2.
They got the 5.2 on.
All right, the crowd likes it. We like it. We're ready to roll now. They retain their timeout here.
Yep.
Critical thing. They can try to go inbounds and get a very quick timeout if they can't find the end zone. Let's see what Gerties does here. 5.2 ticks left.
He's got it. He's rolling. He's going for the end zone. There it is to the corner, but no one's there. It's intercepted. That's going to do it for the ball game. And it could be a touchdown, but if I'm this guy, I would just hit the pay dirt. But no, he's coming to the 35 to the 40, bursting through a seam, down in midfield. It doesn't matter. Game's over.
That was number 8, Kevin. Angry. He's not angry right now. He's happy as could be. Picks it off, runs it back, and that is a game-sealing interception for the Knights. What a fantastic finish. 14-6 is your final score from Raiders Stadium as the Centennial Knights at Kevin Angry with the interception to seal the victory for the Centennial Knights.
Thank you for joining us. 14-6, a fight to the finish. And Centennial gets the victory and a 3-0 record in the region. Alpharetta drops 2-1. We'll see you next week for Alatuna and Harrison. For Brian Swarner and Bo Johnson and Joseph, our producer, this has been the Sportal TV Game of the Week.